time. Let's go. This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our humble abode, the FanDuel Thunderdome. On this Winter Wednesday, January 18th, 2023, the show starts, and now...
Football!
Yeah. It's got four weekends left.
Shit.
Football is the sport that we love, the sport that we dedicate a large portion of our lives to, the sport that has really kept this entire business going through these last 5 years. We have 4 more weekends to enjoy the hell out of the greatest athletes on earth, playing the greatest sport on earth for the greatest trophy in sports. 4 weekends left before we see who will be crowned the next Super Bowl champion. Will the Cincinnati Bengals be able to get back to the Super Bowl and this time win in triumph and not have the best moment be when The Rock was cutting a promo before the game even kicked off? How about the Buffalo Bills? 1 year removed from an overtime situation that almost changed the entire game forever because Josh Allen wasn't able to get back on the field and answer Patrick Mahomes. Let's see if he can win another Super Bowl. They're being chatted about as a dynasty because of how good they have been. They've already won one. Will they be able to win another and another and cement 3 or 4 in a 7-year period? It could happen this year. The road to a dynasty could take place with the Kansas City Chiefs. And how about the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Wow.
On the AFC side, going into the year with the first pick overall, not for the first year in a row. No, 2 years in a row with the first pick overall. Now they're sitting in the divisional round, staring down Patrick Mahomes and the boys. Could Doug Peterson cement his legacy as one of the greatest coaches of all time and have the Jags make it all the way to the Super Bowl to face a team out of the NFC that could be one of 4? Could it be the New York Football Giants, who have been in disarray and upside down since the Eli days when they were making magical plays against the New England Patriots?
Shit.
Remember, the owner of the Giants was on the record as stating that he was sick of hanging out with his billionaire friends, explaining why his team fucking stunk. He invested multiple times. They finally found something with Dayball and Wink. And Kafka, who's the offensive coordinator, has found something with Danny Dimes and Saquon Barkley, who have earned themselves millions and millions of dollars going into their free agency period for the first time. How about the Dallas Cowboys? Also members of the NFC East. We're talking about a team that has been hyped to be in this position for the last 20 years, but hasn't. There was videos and pictures of Michael Irvin and Troy Aikman celebrating because that was the last time they had accomplished what they just accomplished in Tampa Bay a few days ago. Can Dak Prescott, who was just a couple weeks ago being talked about as being a bust and maybe being replaced by a guy named Cooper fucking Cush, can he lead his team to the Super Bowl? They got a tough road, don't they? Mm-hmm. San Francisco 49ers, who have every single position that has a player that's at the top of the fucking game. Christian McCaffrey gets traded to that squad midway through the season. They get better. He becomes their prominent role on the offensive side of the ball. Didn't make the Pro Bowl. That's because he has a team around him that is fantastic. George Kittle, Debo, IU. And you go to the defensive side of the ball, and you got Nick Bosa, who's this big, handsome, strapping lad who talks exactly like his brother talks, but gets to a quarterback unlike anybody else in the fucking league. They got Trent Williams at offensive line. They got Fred Warner flying around, and then they got Baby Polamalu at safety. But Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, their quarterback, has stepped into the men's league, into the adult league, out of Iowa State, straight into a fucking position in which people are saying he is the X factor for why the Niners are so good. The entire team is behind him. He's making all the right plays, and he has accuracy that he's had his entire life, so much so that he actually had to say, hey, Saban doesn't know ball, because Saban said he didn't have accuracy coming out of high school. This guy can put in a keyhole, and in Shanahan's offense, he's been able to do as such. Are they going to make a run and win a Super Bowl? And just a few years back, they were one deep ball away from not only having their franchise quarterback forever, but having a Super Bowl in the Shanahan era. And then the Philadelphia fucking Eagles.
Here we go.
A team filled with dogs, coached by an Italian dog, seemingly unstoppable, have recreated football with the way they do the quarterback dive because their center is the greatest of all time at it. Jason Kelce, obviously out of Cleveland, more athletic than you are. He's their center. He's their heartbeat. He's their soul. And they have an offensive line that's great. They sing well, too. Have a fucking album that they released over Christmas. They have weapons on the outside. Traded for one on draft night that actually got a GM fired this year from Tennessee Titans because of how great he has fit in alongside a Heisman winner that is also a weapon. Defense has got dogs all over the field, and they continue to sign and bring in more people that are great at football. Their special teams are very, very, very solid, and their quarterback squats like fucking 900 pounds. Jeez. Their quarterback going into the season was questioned on whether or not he could be a guy. He's a fucking MVP all of a sudden.
For sure.
Philadelphia Eagles have been tough to beat. Well, they run all the way to Phoenix, Arizona, and hoist Lambeau as the confetti falls. We shall see. Only 4 more weeks until we find out. We'll be here every step of the way. Then we're going to take a 2-week vacation. The Talks the Tables here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. Connor, I just ran through the entire situation basically for all the teams.
Yep.
And how we see them and how I see it. Who's a surprise, maybe, you think? What's a surprise? Who could potentially come and be the Cincinnati Bengals? Sure. The team that won on the road last year against Tennessee, then won on the road against Kansas City Chiefs, then go to the Super Bowl, and they're one Aaron Donald shove away from maybe winning that thing. Who could potentially go from 4-5 or 4 and something 12, 1, 5, what you get it.
Yep, sure.
To Super Bowl run to we're back. Who could potentially do that? Is it the Jacksonville fucking Jaguars?
I would like to say it's the Jags. I just think it's too hard with Mahomes and all they have with the Chiefs. I don't know if this is the same situation, but I do feel as if the Dallas Cowboys, if Dak plays like he just played against the Bucs.
On the road against Tom.
On the road against Tom.
On the road against the fucking Niners team.
Possibly.
It could be very similar to the Cincinnati situation.
Exactly. When Dak's playing that well, they really are very, very hard to play against, especially when you're talking about Schultz, Gallup, CeeDee Lamb. They add T.Y. Hilton. Like, we're a big Zeke, Tony. You need weapons, and they have all of them. Like, they really can beat you in any way with the studs on defense, because if, the Cowboys get up and then you have Micah Parsons rushing the passer when the other team's got to just try and sling the rock to get back in the game. That's a pretty devastating combo. Diggs, obviously, on the outside, very opportunistic. Maybe a pick. He didn't really do much in the last game aside from shut down whoever the hell he was covering. So I feel like the Cowboys might be that team, but then again, we are talking about the Dallas Cowboys, and what do? They fuck it up every single year, and we love the Niners here, and we think they are another team that not really like the Bengals because, since week 10, it's kind of been the story about them.
Started out rough, though.
They did.
Great early.
Yeah.
Nobody could have seen the Niners like this in the dominating fashion that they have been. Almost number 1 seed. Would have been able to get it towards the late of the season. I like the Cowboys a lot. That NFC seems to be where maybe somebody could go and run, and it's because the AFC is just so top. We have 4 teams left, so everybody's fucking good. But the AFC for like the next 20 years, and I think this is a conversation we should have, young quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
All over.
We're in a new chapter, Ty. And yesterday, after Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, are you in a new chapter?
Ooh.
Are you? Is everything
Love.
okay, Ty?
No.
I'm fine.
Great haircut. Hey,
Yeah,
great haircut.
Thank you. Yeah, long overdue. My hair fucking stunk, and after I took my John Deere hat off yesterday, my head hurt so bad because it was just a mess. So I said, you know what, need to get a haircut today. But that's neither here nor there.
Had a baby JC.
Had a baby JC.
Had a baby
Thank
JC. Back porch barber. Had a baby.
We were talking a little bit last night, texting. I still think Rodgers is going to be back with the Packers. I mean, this is kind of like this isn't new hat. This is kind of what we've come to expect the last couple off seasons.
Well, this is why everybody's pissed, right?
Exactly. But. And again,
this guy every year, same thing.
And I don't.
That's what everybody's saying to me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And saying about Aaron.
Exactly. And I don't give a shit. And yeah, maybe I'm a little biased because we are closer to it because the Packers are my favorite team. He's the quarterback. I love him as a football player. He's one of my favorite athletes, and I've just so happened to have the opportunity through you and through this show to get to fucking talk to him every single week for the last 3 years.
You put a performance on down in the Bahamas, made him feel comfortable, and maybe agree to Aaron Rodgers too.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think you should feel like you are. Yeah, you should.
I mean, but again, that's So yeah, am I crazy? And do a lot of fans maybe come at you and come at me for kind of backing him and say like, because that is no bullshit when I told him yesterday. Like, would I like to see him be the Packers quarterback until he's like 42 and retires? Absolutely. And now everyone's saying, obviously, this morning, hey, fuck it, rip the Band-Aid off. We're sick and tired of this guy. Get rid of him. See what you have in Jordan Love. I would say they were probably more likely to do that if they would have made – they missed the playoffs. Like, and I'll speak for me as a fan. I'm not doing that again next year. Okay, we're not doing that again next year. I'm not watching a fucking team go 8-9 or 7-10 next year. And
so, Ty, this is the problem with some fan bases.
Absolutely,
and culture. We're currently experiencing it as well.
Right.
You go from quarterback that wears jeans and slings the ball around.
Yeah.
Long time.
Yeah. Great throw of the football.
Who also
Hall of Famer.
was an
That's
actor in a couple movies.
Yeah.
Inspired
That's
generation.
this is a movie that's happening right now, and everybody will learn it. I said I'm going to address it last Wednesday.
Right.
Can't.
Can't.
At this point, we can't.
Yeah, you can't.
We will though.
There'll be a time.
There will.
There'll be a time
Down the
for that.
road.
Know that we'll jot this one down. January 18th, 2023, 12:13 on that clock. 12:13 on that clock as well.
Oh, weird.
This will be a part of it. And whenever we run it, everybody will understand this is a part of it.
Yep.
Clip it.
It's hilarious. This is one of the most hysterical things that I've ever. As somebody that views life as a movie, this is one that is a hilarious situation just to find yourself in.
Oh, yeah. Kind of one of those things where you never think it'll happen, but then you kind of realize, like, oh, yeah, a lot of people do watch the show, you know, and we're not just bullshitting and talking with each other. It may feel that way because we're on a small stage up here, but word does travel fast. It does.
Yeah, and to be clear, not worried about nothing.
No.
Not worried about nothing, but it would be dumb to talk about right now.
Absolutely.
Because we don't have the full story. Just know said promo that will be coming will be one of
It will have its day.
Well, it will, yeah. Anyways, you guys go from two quarterbacks
Right.
that have been the quarterback of the team for a long time. A lot of success.
Yep.
Not a lot of sucking. Okay, the Colts are kind of going through this right now with whole turnover and not making the playoffs 2 years in a row and sucking and everything like that.
Yep.
Not making the playoffs almost might be the reason why Aaron was believing that the Green Bay Packers might be the time to kind of do it, kind of get it all in at one time. Because if Aaron was told, and Gutekunst said we're not at that point yet whenever he was asked if he would address Aaron and tell him that it was time to move on or whatever, and he said we're not at that point the other day, right? Said on Monday or
correct.
something?
Yep.
So did he mean we're not at that point yet? Like we got to go through film and figure out what our plans are and brainstorm and see what our future is because we've been in the season. Now it's time for us to kind of figure out what the future is. And is that what he told Aaron? Is that why Aaron has the feeling to say like, hey, it's a two-way street? Because I think that has continued to be the same story. It's like, hey, them and like this is a two-way relationship. Aaron still has to figure out whether or not he wants to play. And the people that don't understand that, I don't think you fully comprehend what it's. Just listen to what Steve Young, Tom Brady, basically any quarterback that's up there in the upper
Pantheon.
Pantheon is a little tighter than echelon.
Yeah, for sure. Pantheon is the great of the greats.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Just listen to all those Pantheon quarterbacks people speak about leaving the game and what the commitment is to the game. I mean, there's a full public divorce that just took place that we all watched happen. And obviously Tom Brady is older, 45 years old, and Aaron's 39. So when you compare it to Tom, I guess, he is younger. He is younger, that guy.
Right.
He's real. There's a lot of life that has happened for a lot of people that he is just committed to football his entire being, basically. 39 is almost 40. His whole life has been being a football player. You know, there's some people that think, like, going to the next one. But it's a tough decision to make. It's not easy. So I think he has to make that. And then what if by the time he makes that decision, which has to be a timeline because they're going to have to build a team.
Right.
What if they, in that same time, they told him we're going to do the same thing. They come back to chat, decide to move. Is he getting traded somewhere? Whoa. Is he coming to the Indianapolis Colts? That's what I heard him saying.
Well, he didn't want to
Definitely not. Yeah, doesn't want to be a part of a rebuild.
At Tone Diggs, one half of the hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys, you look amazing. And joining us, 9-year NFL vet, who I wanted to get in here earlier, but we just honestly, now it's even better for you to kind of take in everything that has been said here. 9-year NFL vet, a man who played corner, nickel, and safety in the NFL. Hosted a man-to-man podcast, which you can hear every single
Monday and Thursday.
Boom,
10 o'clock
live.
Eastern.
Boom, live. YouTube.com/
The Man-to-Man Pod.
The Man-to-Man Pod. Hashtag
MTM or M2?
M2M
MT.
Y'all almost fucked me up.
Yeah.
We know.
We try to tweet questions to their feed every time, and we're always told that we're giving the wrong hashtag, but then we'll see somebody else's question pop up there, and it'll have the same hashtag that we had, and we're like, so is it...
What's going on
this
here?
feels a little bit...
Fuck.
Anyways, we're big fans of the show because we're big fans of the man and AB, his co-host, host of Everything
Not
DB.
Antonio Brown.
No, Antoine Bethea.
Okay.
Right. That is a good
Just
distinction.
making sure.
Antoine Bethea. Darius J. Butler.
Yeah, D-boy!
Yo.
D-Bud, everything you just heard there,
Yep.
and we broke down a lot. Any big takeaways from it all? The Aaron shit is loud, and it's always going to be loud.
Yeah.
This has been the Aaron experience, I think, for him, his entire life, for us, the last 3 years. I thought he's very transparent.
Yep.
I thought he had no ill intent at all in that conversation.
No.
Like where everybody's saying everything about him, it's like they're acting as if he was coming from a different place. Felt like he was like just kind of just laying it out. Hey, this is where I'm at right now. This is where he's hearing the team is at too. But this is obviously all Aaron's fault in some people's mind.
I felt like you guys asked some good questions too. Obviously,
Whoa.
Ty, AJ asked a good question, and I feel like he gave real answers, transparent answers. And people say, "Oh, they're tired of talking about it or this and that," but he is obviously one of the greatest play the game, and a lot of shows are still leading off their show, even though it's divisional. Weekend with the A-Rod stuff, and he's kind of earned that, and I can understand too from the Packers standpoint. Like, all right, I'm tired of this shit too, but. We'll take him down there in Miami.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Hey, if you guys don't, I saw a lot of Packers bloggers, saying like, let's move on
Here
from
we go
Aaron Rodgers.
again.
Let's do that. It's like, okay, do it. I would love for you guys to do that.
Their numbers won't like it.
What's that?
If you're a Packers writer, a blogger, whatever you do in the Packers world, if you lose a great quarterback.
Dude, ESPN stopped coming to the Indianapolis Colts locker room whenever Andrew got hurt. Just team didn't even exist anymore. Not saying that's going to happen with the Packers because of how beloved the fan
Right.
base is and everything like that. But let's say Jordan does take a couple years to develop, which could happen. Jordan might drop in and be a guy.
Very possible.
I mean, there's very much could drop in there and be a guy. The Packers have a history of doing that. Now this is an entirely new front office, scouting department, coaching, everything.
Yeah.
Same building, though, I guess. They've been able to have success in the turnover from quarterback to quarterback in the past. So we can assume that the building will be able to accomplish that. And I guess that's the equipment managers and the athletic trainers and stuff like that. And because there's no owner, and the new acting owner is different from whenever all that, right?
Right. Oh, yeah. Yep.
So it's a whole new. This is an entirely new operation.
For sure.
But Jordan Love might be a guy. He might not be, though.
Exactly.
And if he's not be, the Packers, I know you're the Packers, and the Packers are always going to have a lot of drop out of conversation for a while, too. Just in
The national, as far
You're
as the
talking about
national
business-wise.
conversation. Yeah, business-wise. Obviously, locally, and Packers, huge fan base, obviously great tradition. So they'll be all right. But as far as outside of that, the other stuff that comes with having, and that's everybody, and that's players too. When you lose a great quarterback or a great quarterback and the team gets hurt,
Primetime game is gone.
Yeah, all that shit is just done. It's real. It gets real regular, 1 o'clock kickoff time out of that. Sorry, Connor, you're kind of experiencing that now. And franchises,
this is life now.
you only
it's
get
Saturday.
fucking 2, maybe 3 great quarterbacks in your franchise if you go and look at all the franchises. So, I think you'll end up. I'm right there with you. I think he'll end up going back there. But if he doesn't, there's a lot of teams that would envy
Quickly.
Miami.
Parades. There'd be places that would have. Hey, Aaron, welcome to the show, baby. And Aaron said before the last season that he wanted to finish his career in Green Bay. And I assume at the time Green Bay was telling him that they want him to finish his career there too. After this year, is that a different conversation that's taking place between Aaron and the Packers organization? It sounds like it if you listen to what Aaron's saying. Unless Aaron is just like they're not saying that to him and he's just making stuff up, which I don't know why he would do that.
Made it clear he didn't want to be a part of the rebuild, though.
Well, and I think a big part that I took away at least was he singled out and mentioned certain guys by name who their futures may kind of be in limbo with the Packers, and it's like, hey, I want my guys that I love back next year. Okay, so whatever else we need to do with the roster, like I want these guys who I'm very close close with and comfortable with, like I want them back next year. And if they're not, then we might have to have a discussion about what's next.
Joining us now is a man who is a former quarterback, obviously, just an absolute legend of a Centerville Elk.
That's right.
Dog.
Over there in Ohio. He's been the face of college football, I don't know, 27 years. He doesn't know that, though. This fucking guy has no clue that has happened, obviously, with the way he acts and everything like that. This dude is a bona fide football rock star. He dabbled in the NFL this past season with the fine folks of Amazon, so now he's in our world a little bit more. So I can't wait to get his thoughts on this and more. Fresh out of the sun, I heard. The incredibly handsome Kirk Herbstreit. Sir, how are you?
How we doing? How we doing, guys?
You re-energized, huh? Got the motor started back up? We feeling good? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Feeling good. Watched a little NFL football at like 8 in the morning, which was different, and fired up for this weekend, man. There's some great games. Sunday's going to be epic.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Sunday night, obviously, getting a chance to watch Trent Williams battle with Micah, and then watch Cuz for the
Tyron Smith.
Smith battle with Bosa. That is going to be a blast. You're going to talk about absolute lightning potentially happening on every single snap if you like watching one-on-ones. In the Bengals-Bills, you become pseudo-Bengals guy, right? Because you've been going to their you have season tickets, I think, with them because you live in Cincinnati, although the priest from Moeller, Father McCullough from Moeller Academy thought that you just rented a fake apartment in Cincinnati so Chase could go to school in Cincinnati, Ohio, out of Nashville. You picked up and moved there. You have full season tickets. Are you a Bengals guy now? You feel like you're a little bit of a Bengals guy, Ruth?
I don't have season tickets. There's a guy here locally who invites me to his suite.
Oh, okay. Even smarter than season tickets. Got it. I have season tickets. A lot of money.
When I'm in town and available, I love to go over. I'll tell you, because I lived in Nashville for 11 years, and I go over to the Titans games before there. I can't remember who the head coaches were. Malarkey or something?
Yeah.
Wisenhunt.
Jeff Fisher.
And I moved to Nashville, and I thought it was a football city and state, and I learned it was a hockey city.
That's because the Predators were doing good.
Yeah. I mean, the Preds were on fire, and if you needed a good nap, you'd go over to the Titans game on Sunday. I mean, it was just a snooze fest.
I was there for
now,
a while.
Braves has changed that around, made it a little better, but they just need a new stadium, which sounds like it's in the works because that stadium's got to be the worst in the league. And then you
Washington and Tennessee, I think.
Oh, Washington, you would put up there too.
Poop pipes bursting on fans in the middle of games.
Rip seat backs.
Yeah, the gate falling, almost taking Jalen Hurts' head off. I mean, you're talking. It's bad. Tennessee also bad, too. There's that big crack that goes right down like the middle of it. It was being displayed. You're right. Change the atmosphere there, maybe.
And they got the yellow grass figured out down there, too. It goes dormant like in September. I mean, it's just it's dreadful. But it looks like they're getting it potentially heading in a different direction. But Braves got at least some energy going.
Juice.
But, man, Cincinnati, I think it used to be lifeless as well. And then Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and that whole energy of what that offense is about, that place has now become an electric atmosphere. I mean, that's a tough place to play now. And from going there, probably all you guys that played, that's never really been known as a hostile environment, has it, over the years?
I don't know. So whenever, when AJ was playing and Pack was on the Bengals and they were playing the Steelers, remember that playoff game?
Yeah.
Or to get into the playoff. There was a couple years there when Dalton was winning 11 games. Where since you could tell that Bengals Houday fans were very real, right? Because they were there all the time, and we played them in preseason every single year. So saw it, they were filled up. But you're talking about an entire city just being bought in. It feels like because that's
it feels like that.
Yeah. Because watching those games, it's like a college atmosphere almost. It looks like with this Bengals team.
Exactly. And I think they were like that even before they made the run to the Super Bowl last year. I just think there's something that's contagious about Joe Burrow and his energy and the confidence that he played with when he was in college back in 2019 at LSU when they won it all. And then it just continued, when he became a rookie. He had the injury that he had to deal with, but there was never anything about, you just believe in him. And you guys know what it's like when a team believes in a quarterback and a town feeds off of that. there's just a belief that you can find a way to win every game you play, and that'll really be put to the test on the road this weekend against Buffalo. But yeah, being here in Cincinnati, you can definitely count me in. I grew up as a Bengal. I grew up in Southwest Ohio. You said at Centerville Elk, so I was always kind of a Bengals fan, even as a kid. But they sucked for so long. It's hard to really be out there. It's kind of like being a Lions fan. Which one of your guys is a Lions
Foxy.
fan?
Oh, yeah.
Foxy.
Kirk.
It's like, Foxy, you're a proud Lions fan, but you're not like beating on your chest about the Lions very often.
But
this year, they're starting to come along a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Spot on, Kirk.
To the previous, since Barry Sanders played there, you haven't had a whole lot to talk about.
Well, Calvin, and then they stole his money.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot. The only thing to talk about him was just negative stuff. But I am pumped. And MCDC was on Monday Night Football, and now we're hearing news that some players on the Lions are like, "We'll take pay cuts to stay here.
Yeah.
Want to build something special." So that is obviously on the horizon of all the bad programs. There is a chance, and I think the Bengals were one of the teams that gave everybody a thought that they can make it, because bad year. Then when Joe Burrow gets hurt, he comes back. They go to the fucking Super Bowl, Kirk, just out of nowhere. Right. Now every team that's bad is like, you know what? The Bengals were able to do it. The Bengals were able to do it because, to your point, Joe Burrow. He is phenomenal. Now, let's talk about another guy, because you just talked about team and buying in and everything like that. Aaron Rodgers. Hey, Aaron, you tell me you watch this show, and you bring up a lot of things from this show, so we appreciate you watching this show. I assume you watch Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays with Aaron over the last 3 years and have learned things about Aaron. That's a fascinating situation, isn't it? Because before Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, he was hated by everybody, right? Pretty much, not everybody. There's people that loved Aaron Rodgers, obviously, but a majority of the conversation about Aaron Rodgers was never about how good of a football player he was. It was always about him as a human. Hey, this guy.
Mystery, kind of a mystery.
Yes,
not hated,
enigma, but also a lot of negative stuff about him. His personal life, his relationships, how everything about him was always this guy's a selfish, everything like that, because he never talked about it, just stayed away from it. Yep. So now that we've done these 3 years with him, I feel like we've learned a lot about him. This dude is like a hippie. He's just a deep thinking guy. I'm going to kill him with indifference. I'm not going to answer every single story. But it feels like anytime a situation pops up with him, everybody goes back to the original thoughts they had about him, as opposed to what he has showcased for 3 years straight now, sitting here for 45 minutes to an hour every single Tuesday, bearing his soul pretty much to who he is.
Unreal.
Anytime something pops up, it's almost like everybody just goes back 3 years like, this is that selfish prima donna prick who doesn't care about it. It's like, why does that happen, you think? To Kirk Herbstreit, or to Aaron Rodgers, Kirk. What do you think that is?
And me, but especially to Aaron. I honestly, I think it's.
Sorry about that.
When you're the best, whether you're a coach or you're a player, and you do it not for 1 year, but you do it for an entire career, you're going to create a lot of enemies. And when you throw in a little bit of a wild card with his personality until he had the platform with you, I think in the social media world that we live in, you become a target when there's excellence, and that's who Aaron Rodgers to me is. I mean, he's the greatest to ever play the position, and when you're the greatest, and you don't fit into the box of how you're supposed to be, then I think people look for ways to kind of take shots at you in any way that they can. It's hard to on the field because he's been so good for so long. So it just seems like that's where a lot of the critics try to spend their energy. But to your point now about these Tuesdays, I think, me included, I really enjoyed just getting to know him as a guy. I think a lot of us look forward to, what's been really cool is you're thinking, oh, he probably won't do this Tuesday. There he is. It's easy to be there after the MVP seasons, but man, he was taking body blows this year, and things were not good. Dude would be there every Tuesday talking to you guys about what just happened and clarifying maybe some things that happened on a certain third down, or, man, the game was on the line, it didn't work out, what happened? And I've really enjoyed just hearing him talk. And now here we are once again. Is he going to be back in Green Bay? Is he not? Are they going to kind of come to some kind of understanding where they're all on the same page and they can move together? And hopefully they will. As a fan of just the game, just of watching him in that uniform, I hope he gets everything he needs and the Packers are able to work things out. And
you're old school too. You're old school too. So watching him retire a Packer would be fucking really. That's
Amazing.
old school. He's
I
old school
like that.
player too. Hey, he's got the cotton. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He's old school
Yeah.
type guy. It feels like that would be his dream.
I'm just one of those guys. I hate seeing these guys. You know, I mean, think about some of the players over the years. They put on a uniform for a year or two, and you almost forget about it. You know, Brady's case, he went on to win a Super Bowl, and maybe Aaron could go do that somewhere else. But I'm not a Packers fan, but I do love seeing Aaron Rodgers in a Packers uniform, trying to get them to win a division and try to win a Super Bowl. It's just something great about that. So hopefully they work it out.
Yeah, but you would also love to see him in a Colts uniform. I mean, oh my God, in that blue jersey. Oh my!
Are you trying to sell that? Are you working that in?
Well, the boys were working against me. The boys were working against me yesterday because he said I'm not going to be a part of a rebuild, and he said there's some teams that'll probably say like, hey, we're going to rebuild. They're probably high up in the draft. He's like, the Texans probably say that. And then everybody, Colts. So I'm like, no. So as he's giving this really important answer, I'm trying to explain to him, the Colts are not, we are not in a rebuild. We are, because he didn't want to be a part of a rebuild. That was a big deal. He's like,
what are you right now? You're not a rebuild. What are the Colts?
you know, we're not in the playoffs, so we're not going to talk about it. Darius Butler has a question. We're in trouble is what we're in. Okay, you hear me? We're in trouble. That is what we are in.
Who's the quarterback now?
Aaron Rodgers, put it on. There it is. It's right there.
Or
Packers hat.
Loves color blue.
No. That was for.
That's for the troops. That's a
that's
Army hat.
Army Ranger hat. Green Berets.
Green Beret, yeah.
That's Green Berets.
Okay.
Thank you for acknowledging them, and that's what he'll do as an Indianapolis Colt.
Yep.
And that's thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Aaron.
Get the suite ready.
Absolutely. Hey, Aaron, you can any tickets you need from our
banner
suite.
ready.
You got it, dude. That's amazing. So, anyways, yeah, I'd love to see him as a Packer, obviously, because it would be cool. As a Colt, great for the league.
Where's Brady going to go next year?
So
what's the consensus?
What do you think? What do you think? You have different insights than we do. Even though you're very new to the NFL, you've had the opportunity to get to know a lot of people that have a little different insight than we have. We come from like players' side. You have a chance now to meet those. What are you hearing from your conversations that you're kind of a part of?
I don't even think Tom Brady knows right now.
Yeah.
But it's fun to try to envision him fitting in at different places.
Raiders.
You know, Las Vegas makes a lot of sense for obvious reasons. I don't know. Does he?
Fran.
Tampa, though, the old buddy came on yesterday from Pewter Report, and he laid out about how, if you think about it, whenever he needed 11 days off in training camp, the Bucs were like, "You're good." Whenever he wanted to go to Kraft's wedding and then miss a walkthrough, Light and the Bucs were like, "You're good." He wanted to sign some people. Light was like, "We got it." So they were laying out that maybe Tom will acknowledge that the Bucs were very, very fucking
Accommodating.
Yeah.
hospitable
That too.
to him, and maybe that'll weigh in there with the payment. And then if they have a new coaching staff that potentially takes place, not Todd Bowles, but maybe Todd brings in his own or a different group of
I
people.
just can't see it. I can't see that. I think Tampa's like back at square one, like starting all over.
They owe him $40 million, I think, right? Isn't it $40 million dead cap?
35 and March 15th, I believe.
That's a lot of money in dead cap. I guess you could just start over and say fuck it for a year, but that's a lot of money in dead cap.
I mean, just watching them, not just in against the Cowboys, but just in general this year, didn't it just feel like just something's missing there, man? I don't know. I just didn't feel. It doesn't feel like get a couple guys, make a few moves. It just feels like let's start over. That's what it feels like to me.
Bruce Arians has to go to bed at night and go, has Steelers won a fucking Super Bowl since I left? Nope.
By the way, the San Fran thought. I'm a massive Kyle Shanahan system and the way his approach and the way they build it with John Lynch. I'm a 49ers guy and not a fan just of what they do. You guys are laughing about Brock Purdy. But what if that dude?
Who?
Kirk.
Who's laughing about Brock Purdy?
What do you mean?
Who are you talking to?
Yeah.
Everybody looks at like
Not
Purdy.
this studio here.
You saw more of him than we did, Kirk. What's your thoughts on him? Any chance he falls off that cliff, or did you like him coming out?
Well, Darius, here's what's cool about him, and I think he could change the game for how people evaluate quarterbacks. Because I think I've talked with you guys about this. You know, you look at Aaron Rodgers and Brady, and before that, Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, Big Ben. You know, it's the end of that era, and of course we have the Josh Allens and Justin Herberts and Burrow and this next wave. But I feel like
Pat,
play
Pat.
callers,
Mac Jones.
I think offensive coordinators right now, some of them are getting let go. I think they're still trying to run their old system that they learned, like the digit system from Norv Turner or the West Coast offense. And they're trying to fit it into guys like a Justin Fields or these guys that are more dual threat. Now, the smart play callers, I think, are adjusting what we've seen with Andy Reid, what we've seen with Jalen Hurts, the guys that are finding ways to take these college quarterbacks that don't run NFL systems and trying to get them to adjust to what they do well. So, and with that being said, I feel like Kyle Shanahan has a quarterback-friendly offense. You don't have to come in and be Pat Mahomes. Just distribute the ball. And here's a guy that started 4 years in college. You could say, what does college have to do with the NFL? I think it has to do with reps. That position, more than any other position, the more reps you get, the more the game slows down. And then you put him into that system where they're going to run the football, get the ball out of his hands quick. He's very cerebral. He sees things. If you notice, if you really evaluate him, very rarely is he holding on to the football. So you combine his intelligence and his experience with Kyle Shanahan's system, the defense that they play. You know, a punt's a good play with the 49ers. And this guy doesn't make mistakes. I would not be shocked to see them not only beat Dallas, but I think they can go to Philly and beat Philly. I think they're the team to beat, in my opinion, in the NFC.
You did say that immediately after the Niners-Seattle game, I was in the booth. You know, we hit that.
Yeah.
We hit that super boost.
Oh, yeah.
From the booth. I mean, that was a big deal. Thank you for the
I
invite.
went casual that night, didn't I?
Yeah, you did go casual. I remember that you did. Yeah, you went a little something different, you know?
From the start.
Yeah.
Kind of a winter casual look. You look really distinguished,
Thanks
I
to
think.
you carrying that big bag upstairs. We got casual on him that night.
Is that your call?
I am happy that you had that many clothes with you. Seemingly 4 closets worth of clothes. I am happy you had that.
Hey,
What a life you have lived. But anyways,
you might need.
yeah, bingo.
Never know what you might need.
Hey, bingo. Literally 15 minutes before the game, just out of nowhere, need it. Bingo. That's crazy to me. We'll move on. You said immediately after that game, you said a lot of people like the Eagles or whatever. He said, I like the Eagles as well. He said, how do you beat that team? That's what you said. You literally pointed at the Niners team as they were celebrating. We're in the booth and the Niners were celebrating. I think George Kittle was getting interviewed. There was something else going on. He goes, how do you beat that team? And I'm like, that's a great fucking question. And every time we pick games, whenever you're like, I'm betting or whatever, putting together a parlay, it's like always a thought, like, how do you move against that defense? Like, how do you, if they want to, you know, like, and I think they fuck around a little bit in Debo, you might know more. It seems like there is an ability to get yards on them.
Yeah.
What makes them so good, though? Just whenever they need to lock it down? Is that you need to get off?
No. Never.
What was that? Just get a little push-up in? Maybe
Stand up.
tighten the spray tan up a little bit, maybe? Any of that?
No.
Oh, no. Okay, I didn't know.
No.
Darius, though, why can they – people can get yards on them, I feel like.
Yeah.
But they still visibly are just like the best defense I've seen in like forever.
I mean, they're physical, they're fast as shit, they tackle great, and you know, they play a lot of zone. And obviously, when you play zone, you're gonna have opportunities to hit big plays, and you got to hit them. And if you miss them, you miss them. You only may get 3, maybe 4 opportunities to get chunks on them. So you got to take advantage of those. And then the offense, you know, they eat up clock, they stay ahead of the chains, they're efficient, so that gives that defense a chance to rest, make adjustments, and get back on the field. And that's the best thing for a defense. So it's really a perfect storm, honestly.
Okay, Kirk. Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm just saying. I think it's the best built roster in the NFL with the way with not just drafting players, but drafting players to fit your system on both sides of the football.
How about Debo, dude? And Christian.
I know, man.
And they add Christian McCaffrey, but Debo is like. He was hurt for a while, so I think people forgot because Christian McCaffrey.
Ayuk had a hell of a year this year.
From training camp. Remember, he was making plays in training camp. They talked about it. This team is just, and they get better. Use check there. Just fullback.
Darius, you love this. Like corners that are willing to tackle and receivers that are willing to block tells you a lot about a personality of a football team. And I feel like they're that team. They're no ego. You bring up Ayuk, he could go somewhere else and be like an A.J. Brown type of guy. Like he has really ridiculous skill set. Yeah. And here he is buying into Kyle Shanahan's system and blocking. And I don't know. There's just a lot to like on that team, the wiring of that team, the scheme. all of it. And that defensive line, I mean, we could talk all we want about the scheme, but the depth that they have on that defensive line led by Bosa, they rotate guys in and out.
Did you see what he's eating? Did you see what Bosa's eating?
Oh, yeah. He's like you. No carbs.
Yeah, like me. Yeah, no, he's doing it with like science. He's got a chef out there. He's got a full-time chef. 40% carbs, 40% protein, 20% I think like vegetables
Greens,
or green.
yeah.
I forget what it was, and that's every meal. He's eating just like raw salmon, raw fish, and then he's got some.
Yeah, but when you say carbs, what do you mean by carbs? Like sweet potato, brown rice, or like what?
Yeah, like anything that tastes good is mostly carbs.
Yeah.
I do the cheating way. He does the real way because
that's against the rules to me. A defensive lineman that leads the league in sacks to look like that.
So he's so proportionally put together. You think he's like short.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So then I go to that game against Seattle, and I'm in the. I think I texted it to the group. I said, "This dude's a fucking jungle cat, bro." He's because he's spread out in that sprinter stance. He said his.
Oh my god.
He said his trainer said like, probably faster if you put your arm back, and so he tried it instead of hanging it there. It has really worked, yeah. So they showed video from his rookie year when he was in the Super Bowl. And they were talking about him being like, just Patrick Mahomes was like right out of reach, out of reach. And then they showed like some sports science shit. And they're like, he's half a second faster to the quarterback now. If he was like this whenever he was a rookie, he would have had this many. Like they broke it all down, and it's like he is fully committed to being the biggest game wrecker in sports. So let's talk about the Eagles then.
Just another Buckeye giving his all. He's just out there.
Oh, that's what it is. I should have. OH. Oh no! Oh no! This can't. You guys are gonna have bad. I don't want it to happen to you. You remember AJ stopped giving me the IOs.
Yep.
That's right.
It was after like day 3 or something like that. Because obviously first couple of days had to. I got them all out of my system, and we did a show live in Columbus, Ohio. And the amount of OHs that are screaming.
How many did you get? Yeah, I mean, it's just nonstop.
You almost can't do a show there. Like almost can't do a show there because they want to have fun, and they're very intoxicated, which we're cool with because some of us are as well. But we're just trying to have a good time. It's tough to do a talk show though, whenever just some okay. Okay, and then just kind of get into it. And no, they don't even get IOs, though. Everybody goes like, shut up, but that guy's a hero for even saying the OH. I don't know how you live with it.
So what do you do on the third and fourth? And like, do you just keep going back on the IO? Or do you?
No, I forget how I handled it. I think I judged the guy's voice because I couldn't see him. I did a full breakdown of what he does for a living. I think I did one of those. And I was like, and everybody else, we can get all these out of our system later, or we can just get roasted all night out here. I mean, that could be the. So you kind of.
It's not going to stop. It
did.
Stop.
I think it did. I did pretty good. Yeah.
Well, how did you make that stop?
No, just next time we do a show there, you'll come with us. We'll hopefully be able to manage it in a similar fashion. You know what I mean? We got to do a show in Detroit this offseason too.
Yep.
I think we're going to do live shows this offseason. So
let's go.
So we're going to have you there.
That seems natural to me.
All right,
what's your latest announcement? Besides Bud Light, I saw congratulations. I see the can.
Right.
Hey, be a bud, tell a bud, grab some Bud Light. Right. I know you're a Coors Light guy, though. You know
really?
I mean? I've reaped the benefit of him being a Coors Light guy because there's been a couple different situations where there's only Coors Light at the place. So I have to, and it's not bad. It's not fucking Bud Light. No, it's not. No, I appreciate you though, man. The big announcement is.
So are you guys going to do? Are the fellas coming out to game day next year every week, or what are we doing with that? That was a fun segment.
Connor, go ahead, pal. Is that something you would even think about considering? I mean, they would have to talk to your lead counselor.
Sure. My PR people, I absolutely would. But after what happened at the national championship, I'm not so sure. That's the team environment I want to be a part of. Just because Kirk would invite us places, then he'd leave, then we'd show up.
Oh yeah.
And then no one would be there, so we'd be kind of just. Sitting playing with our thumbs while we're waiting in the lobby to go meet Kirk, and then come to find out, Kirk's not here. So we just drove a half hour just to, valet the car for $20 and then drive a half hour back. So I don't know.
We came to that pool party.
You didn't even know I was there.
You told me,
Kirk, and
then
we're
at the pool. I said, we're coming to see you. And then we literally, LA is LA, so getting anywhere is a thing. So it was like a good 35 minutes probably later we get there. But, boy, we were fucking bummed.
Oh, yeah, bullshit.
We knew you were leaving. We were so excited to come have a beer with you. Do you know how pumped we were to come have
the one night I had nothing to do was the one night when you were texting me and you were saying, come on, you're coming out. That was the one time that I shut it down and I didn't come out and meet you guys.
Oh, okay. So you just dunked in our face. There was nothing else going on.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing else going on.
That was the old, no, I
That's right.
Sleep.
No, I was very tired. Hey, you made the right decision.
Yeah, he did.
You made the right
Hey,
decision.
but you guys had you had a nice hotel over there.
No, I ended up back in the hotel.
No way.
Yes. See, that's what I'm talking about.
See,
you missed us. You
don't
missed
even know.
missed the whole thing.
Team player, huh?
Dude, we're drinking beers with Marty Smith down
Right.
there.
That's right.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was sitting near the boys.
Yeah, with
We
the
had,
gladiator
we had
guy.
coffee with Saban the morning of the national championship.
Yep.
Who would have thought, though? Kirk Herbstreit, busy on national championship weekend.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you do? You have a bunch of events? I assume that is kind of your thing there. Wrap up the year, bunch of people.
Yeah, I had a few different things I had to do, but it was mostly just coaches' meetings. And in LA, it's
Oh, yeah, you call the game.
Well, and he sleeps in the Rose Bowl booth.
Yeah.
Oh, is that your hotel?
oh, you guys are beautiful. What is this? You're just kicking me. You're kicking me around here for the first hour.
No, you don't deserve that. We're complimenting you, bro.
Yeah.
We were very bummed we didn't see you, though, but it makes sense. I was so tired on national championship day. Whenever we finally got to the game, I thought to myself, yeah, shouldn't have went and saw Mike Posner. You know what I mean?
For many reasons.
Shouldn't have went and saw Mike Posner. Like, I had those regrets. I felt like I was a young guy again. I'm like, I know this.
How about you next to Saban? That was a blast.
Hey, he didn't know who I was.
Great guy, right?
Yeah, he said at first commercial break, he goes, where'd you go to school? He asked me. And I said, West Virginia. He goes, you know why? I'm like, yeah, I fucking know you're from there. Yes. I know you're from there. And I think it was from that moment, I think we had a moment. So
you guys became boys. As the show went on, you guys got tighter and tighter, I feel like.
I think so. I don't know if there was a couple moments where I didn't know if he was focusing or thinking and I interrupted it, or if he was like done with my shit, So it was kind of a little bit of a balance during some of the commercial breaks. But every time he was wide open, I enjoyed the hell out of Nick Saban. I'm a massive fan, though, so he knows that, I think.
So what did you guys talk about in the second half of that game when it was over after a couple series?
I made a couple sexual innuendos. Hey, listen, I don't ever do that either. I made a couple sexual innuendos because...
I heard about that.
Do that either. I made a couple sexual innuendos because...
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Talked about the rain for a little bit.
I was a little tired. It was like 12 hours we were alive for that day. The raining inside was certainly a massive part
of a dome.
I could see that, just like sheets coming down.
What did you talk about up there? You guys had to cover the game still?
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Because we had access to everything.
Yeah.
We had the guy with the mustache.
Yeah, we were just jacking around pretty much.
Tim Tebow.
Marty Smith.
We should have definitely plugged into you guys and just let you carry it for the second half.
No, we should have done a chat, though.
We should have.
Yeah, he didn't want
We
to.
should have done what we're doing right now for the whole second half, honestly.
Whole second half, we had stuff to do. That mustache guy.
Mustache guy.
Did you see the mustache?
The mustache guy, what was that?
Oh, my God. This dude walks. AJ is making an incredible point. Like, he is literally talking, breaking something down. Right, what's that called type of vision?
Peripheral.
Right periph. I see a face with a lip decoration that seemed fake. Like, I thought somebody was wearing like one of those fake fucking...
Yeah.
Oh, this person broke onto the field is what I was thinking. Walked by because how good... Completely distracted. Holy shit. Then turn around. Then AJ realizes, I think his periph gets the same thing.
Sees it, yep.
He goes, oh my God. We thank him for being a firefighter and for his service, literally just on the spot because of how good it looked. We had that to carry for like 2-3 minutes.
That was wild.
Could you imagine not having that?
Oh,
my God. You
would have been me.
That's what I'm saying.
You didn't have that.
Yeah, you guys are in trouble.
He was prepared, though, because he called Colts Broncos this year. So it's not
true.
as if that was the worst game that he had to call.
Yeah, but Colts
That's
Broncos.
a fair point. That was
was
the
close.
worst game I've ever.
Yeah, and like if a score happens, it changes.
Yeah.
How about getting excited to call the NFL and looking at your schedule before the season starts and you're like putting little stars? What? No, I mean, are you kidding me?
Rams, Cardinals?
Going out to Denver. Matt Ryan and Russell Wilson? I mean, put that one down. Yeah, that'll be a good one. And then you get there, and it's like, holy shit. And then we can't get a first down. We can't get somebody just move the sticks.
Oh, my God.
The sticks.
You did great, though.
Good.
I want to let you know you did great. Yep. Energy was great all year. Seemingly enjoyed all of it, which I think I think you do, though. I think you do because you understand. And I said this earlier about you being the face of college football for 27 years and not knowing that because that's how you act. Like you are very much a very pumped to be here person still. Doesn't realize how big of a fucking celebrity you are. So I do know that you enjoyed it and everything like that. But your energy while going through those games we thought was fantastic. When you could have certainly dropped off and nobody would have blamed you for it. I think you had a great year, dude. Welcome to the league. Hey, welcome to the
great
league.
debut, Kirk.
Thank you. The men's league.
Yeah, the men's league.
I kept thinking about that after I was trying to get first downs on Thursday night. This is the men's league.
Oh, yeah.
This is the men's league.
Hey,
this is where they go. This is where first downs go to into a black hole.
And now we should say that immediately upon your arrival to the NFL, worst offense in half a decade.
Yeah, interesting.
So, is that you? Are you thinking about that at all?
Well, we're going to find out because I signed a 5-year contract.
Yeah!
Let's go, baby! All right, enjoy yourself. We can't thank you enough for joining us. That's amazing. You deserve it, by the way. Hey, Kirk, you deserve it.
Kirk.
Thank you for being so good to me and everybody this season. We really appreciate it, dude.
Thank you, guys, and we'll look forward to. We're going to get Connor with his. This is a guy with a t-shirt with a wolf on it. That's what he's bringing to the table. That segment was outstanding, and we got to get that. Remember, I had a mission to get you on game day.
Yeah, you did. You were
mission accomplished. Now we got to get the fellas on the road. Your show live on the road on Fridays. Are you kidding me?
We could do a night show. We brainstormed this already. We don't have enough people that work for us to figure it out, especially during the season. But the night before the games on the campuses, we could easily get a theater and stream a show from there. And then we could maybe, if my relationships continue to build with some of these college football people, we could maybe have them come be a guest on show.
Oh, they would love that.
From theater and then alumni too. Then you stream that. Then that's our show for Friday. That is. I put that together. I think that would be awesome. That would be fantastic.
Well,
sure.
I think that's got to happen. I think that would be a monster. That would be a monster.
All right, Kirk, you get your people on that. We need them. We need to rent out all those theaters. Okay, we need to rent out. We need to figure out the ticketing. With the SeatGeek will be able to be a part of that. But what is it going to be? Is it going to be $5? Is it going to go donation? How do we go about doing that whole thing?
$500.
$1,000, $2,000, $25,000 tickets. So it's just us in an empty theater every single week. We tried to sell tickets.
Yeah, no one wanted them.
Nobody wanted. Sorry about it.
Whatever.
Just us. That's a shame. Then we need guests. You need booked. We need to book the guests.
Yep.
And also, you would have to be there. Yeah.
Of course.
I'm in. I'd love it.
Okay, that's one. Boom.
Check it off.
We got a 5-leg parlay we got to hit.
No going to high school football games Friday nights, okay? You're with us.
Oh, shit. Can't do it.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
Oh, after football season.
Good run.
High school ends early. Didn't it?
Depends on how far they run in the playoffs.
Hey, they're going to be running farther, too, next year. I already know about them boys, the Bombers. They're going to go. That team's got a lot of young boys. They got a young squad this year.
Hell yeah.
They're becoming young men right in front of our eyes.
That's right.
Love it.
Can't wait to watch the Bombers and the Bomb Squad and you on the NFL for the next 4 years.
Here we
Let's
go.
go.
Let's go, dude. You're going to look younger then than you do now somehow. We appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, Kirk Herbstreit.
All right.
You guys going to just kick me around for an hour? That guy's the best, dude.
He threw us in
awesome.
the Purdy pool for some reason. We've been pumping Purdy this whole entire time.
Now, what's he judging us for?
Yeah, what's that about? Don't throw us in there.
I will say he has seen too many people judging Purdy, though, to just lump us into that group. Oh, these guys must be a part of the group is what he's thinking.
True. Some of the stuff on the internet.
Are you guys bashing him on Man to Man Pod?
Absolutely
Must
not.
be.
Yeah, you are.
Nah, he's a dog.
He is.
He's a dog.
Hey.
The whole team, The thing about the Niners and the Eagles, especially as like a DB as a corner, usually you come into games and it's passing game. It's, play action. It's third down cut ups. With the Niners, Eagles, you got to be ready to play that run game. You got to know run schemes. You got to know all that shit, and that fucking sucks.
You don't want to tackle?
Oh,
No.
D-Butt.
You did, though. You're a great tackler.
Mm-hmm.
What's that mentality thing?
Yeah, it's more too. I mean, some people enjoy it. Some DBs, some corners enjoy it, but that's not what you get paid for. This is a passing league. You want to get your hand on that tater.
I think Dion just said that to somebody. I forget who he was doing. Hey, Dion's been everywhere. Hey, Dion, you've been working your ass off, dude.
Go on, Dion.
Coach Brown, you've been working your ass off, and then team meetings come out. Sounds like the boys are all bought in.
Yeah. Is it the Manning cast that he was talking about it on?
Manning cast. I saw him do a Q&A for I think Affleck somewhere in a theater.
Oh, okay.
I think he was on Good Morning America. So
I saw one of those team snippets. I hated.
Yeah, Tim Brewster.
Yeah,
Brewster.
What the fuck? What
that was
that
awesome.
shit?
Stand up, toe.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Sit down. Stand up.
Let's blow a roof off this.
Sit down. Yeah. They're gonna make a song out of that.
Mm-hmm. Promo video.
Deion Sanders Jr. is already working on a remix with that somewhere, somehow. They do great social.
Yeah, they crush it.
Great social. Yeah. I enjoy the hell out of the way they operate.
Yeah, they're going to be very good.
I think so.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch this year, especially with the Pac-12 changing. Like, is Colorado all of a sudden the Pac-12 team?
Got another 5-star too, corner. I believe.
Yeah.
Might have committed to Miami.
Cavassier Smoke, I think, is going there too.
Yeah,
running back from Kentucky.
Mm-hmm. Jeez.
I thought he was good. I watched. So whenever you search a college team on Friday nights, and you search their schedule to see how they did, there's like a little 5-minute recap of the game. Mm-hmm. So there early, I was trying to watch 3 games of each team that we were talking about. I was up to 2, 3 a.m. for these game days trying to fucking learn as much as I can about all these people. But there was a 3-game stretch where Cavassier Smoke was a running back instead of – great name. That was actually going to be my entire take. As soon as I heard his name was Cavassier Smoke, I'm like, well, definitely make it on game day.
Like this guy.
But it turns out he was the backup running back. Mm-hmm. The starting running back, Chris Rodriguez, was coming back the day I learned about Cavassier Smoke, because we were going to talk about him. Mm-hmm. It was the day that he was no longer the starter. So I said it on there, and Herbie, like he did with a lot of things, was like, I believe Chris Rodriguez is back today, and he is a great player as well. But Cavassier Smoke certainly has done great for a couple of, and then he moved to something else. I'm like, oh, okay, just learn that. Okay, literally live on the show, learning that right now. Whoops. But he transferred over there, and I thought the 3 little recap videos I watched, he's a guy.
Dog.
But Chris Rodriguez is a hell of a running back. So it's one of those situations where why the transfer portal is the thing, and why there is upside to a transfer portal. Even though it is getting abused, it seems like at this moment, and people are seemingly running away from any adversity, and that type of thing could potentially build a foundation that you're going to need for the rest of your life. Sometimes you do got to fight a little bit and can't have everything just handed to you. It's got to be a little bit difficult because that's going to set you up later in life for much better things and bigger things than just football and life. But there is, if you have a guy who's a generational talent, and not saying Chris Rodriguez is that, but somebody that's clearly going to be the starter. This guy's very, very good, very durable, seemingly. I could see why guys are like, all right, I would like to play college football while I have my college football window.
Chance here.
But there is some sort of something that's got to get figured out. But he's transferring over there. I think he's a fucking player, too. I don't know. I assume even the guys that aren't great players, right, because we've been around a lot of these guys coming out of high school, it feels like he's got good coaching going on over there.
Oh, yeah.
And good coaching matters,
Culture
especially in
matters,
culture matters. I think they're going to be fucking good. And his whole message is, we need to win now. I do not have time to win later. So there's an emphasis on that. And I'm not saying because what Sonny Dykes was able to do with TCU that he's going to be able to do with Colorado. But fuck, why not be really good?
Oh yeah.
In college football, you can, especially with the way it's set up right now.
And it is. I mean, if they win 8 or 9 games this year compared to where they've been, their recruiting class in this offseason going into next year, guys are going to be like, all right, this isn't bullshit. These guys, and that's the other thing with the recruit, the portal and everything. You see all these clips. This isn't just some fairy tale. Oh, you're going to be on a Coach Prime documentary. You see how hard.
Stand tall.
Exactly. It's a goddamn boot camp in there. It's not just fun and games. Oh, you don't like your situation. You transfer here and you're going to be on TV all the time because Prime's there. It's no, you're going to fucking work your ass off. So you know exactly what you're getting into if you do transfer there.
So Marvin Harrison Jr. Saw his dad obviously, and what his dad did, and his dad told him, hey, this is what you got to do. And he's on the jugs machine before General Bob Carpenter gets there.
Yeah.
He's on the jugs machine after General Bob Carpenter leaves. General Bob Carpenter, a man who's turning 40 years old, still working out at the college football facility over there for Ohio State. Yes, that is not a normal situation
at all.
And General Bob is probably still beating all those dudes in a lot of things because General Bob is a different animal. But Marvin Harrison Jr. showed the game, right, for his dad.
Yeah.
I think that's one of Deion's biggest pitches. It's like, hey, I'm gonna show you what it takes to be an NFL guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is what it takes. He said he was working out every single day for 9 years.
Yeah.
Because he was playing baseball and football. And
2 weeks off.
2 weeks off a year. So I think he's a big, like, I think he tells the truth. Like, hey, whenever you come here, I'm going to show you what, if you want to be an actual NFL guy and you want to make this a living and change your entire family's direction forever and everything like that, this is what it's going to take. And I think that's an interesting weapon over everybody else because everybody else is scared to death to coach hard.
Yeah.
And Deion's almost, that's his selling point. Like, hey, this is fucking what it's going to take if you want to make it.
Yeah.
And it's going to work. I think that's an incredible weapon. I think that is a big-time weapon. You're going to have to win, but I think it's an incredible weapon he has over all the other coaches.
Yeah, and to Todd's point, you know what you're signing up for. And from now, we were old enough to watch Deion play. A lot of these kids never seen him play, but seeing him play and seeing him being flashy and all the commercials and all that, I never expected him to have the type of work ethic that he had, the type of discipline he had. And he basically recruited me out of college to go train with him for the combine when he was doing his thing for that. And obviously, you know, you coming out, you're a top prospect, you can go train in any of these facilities. And went out there and training with him and just seeing how disciplined he was. He still had the archives of the tapes he used to watch on guys, how competitive he was, talking about how he didn't want to lose reps in practice and things like that. Like, you learn from that. Like Travis Hunter, follow him, going to Jackson State and then following him to Colorado. Like, that says a lot, obviously. So I think he's definitely laying the groundwork. He brought his son, Shador, so as a quarterback, who should be, I expect to be a great player on that level as well. So they should definitely compete.
It's like all those principles that he's putting in to guys, I think people don't, like, I think all these people that are maybe, and I don't think there's a lot of them anymore, but at the beginning there was people that were against him getting into college football coaching and everything like that. I think there's people that were, it's like, this is a guy we need more of in college. We need more
absolutely
guys that have been there, done that, cracked the mountaintop, good with the parents forever because he's prime, good with the kids because he's fucking prime, and he can coach. It's like, the world needs more of that, I think.
Yeah.
Not less than that. And Travis Hunter, he goes and makes it, which he's going to.
Yeah.
But he goes and makes it and does well. I think it's an even, I mean, that's really when it's like, hey, you want to make it to the league. You want to be taught, basically show the entire game. Here's how it goes. I love it. I enjoy the access they're giving to all of us, too, to watch it all happen.
Yeah, like, especially with the Hunter kid, like, there's that video on the sideline of him, like, crying, thanking Prime, which is unbelievable. And you always talk about, like, it's one thing to have experience, but also with the resume that he has. And to what Darius said, like, it feels like Shadur's kid who's playing quarterback isn't really getting much credit, and no one really thinks that he's good because everything that he's done has been at an HBCU, and they don't think that will transfer.
He diced down there.
He had like 40 touchdowns and like 5 interceptions or something absurd. Like, if he goes in there and just slaughters everybody, which I feel like at least us up here think that that's going to happen at Colorado, then it really does change a lot, because not only will, you know, D-backs and all these other players want to go play for Prime, it's like, okay, now they're getting top recruits at every single position. And if that happens, then Colorado might be like a powerhouse in 5 years.
Utah's still out there.
Yep.
Utah's out there.
Oregon
State.
He does it different, too, so he definitely going to rub a lot of people the wrong way. A lot of people are definitely rooting against him, for sure. I think he's doing it the right way, and that behind the scenes we got with Travis Hunter, like, coaches don't handle injuries like that, especially with star players. Like, it's like, hey, you know, because what he's transparent about, hey, I don't have a bunch of time. Like, I need to win now. And that's how a lot of these coaches feel like, especially when you have these 4- and 5-star recruits who your job basically, you know, is hinging on. So to watch him handle that and the player know that, hey, this coach really cares about me and my future, not just me, you know, going out here and getting 120 yards to win the game today, I think that was big, too.
Everything about it seems to be awesome. Congrats to Colorado. And shout out to West Virginia for not hiring him and other schools.
But he's also said, like, I was never going to go there. So I'm not going to work there. I wouldn't have went to West Virginia.
Yeah. Might get Ed Reed, though.
That's got to make you feel a little bit better.
Ed Reed? Hey, let's get him.
Yeah, bring in Ed Reed. He's not staying there for long.
Listen, he has come out and said In the moment.
No comment.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, Ed, you deserve it all, dude.
Yeah.
Say whatever you want.
Good luck, Ed.
You're Ed Reed, dude.
Yeah, man. Love you, Ed.
Can you imagine how pissed you'd be, too, if you showed up and there's just garbage everywhere? They
In
cleaned your
office.
office. It's like, man, fuck this shit. I've been signed here. I'm quitting. I leave.
Yeah.
No, not doing it.
But he's sticking with. Hey, shout out to you, Ed Reed.
Good luck, Ed.
Good luck, Ed.
All right, we're taking a break. We'll be
Go.
back on the other side with AJ Hawk. Can't wait to chat with him. We'll also be joined by Gabe Davis
Let's
of the
go.
Buffalo Bills. Let's remember, we have an $85,000 donation to a foundation and also his pocket, I believe.
That's right. His bank account.
I believe. So we have to match
Yeah.
one to him
Yep.
and to a foundation if he scores an 85-yard or longer touchdown.
Yep.
Because there's like back-to-back weeks he had like 90-yard touchdowns or something like that. So we said, if you have another one that's 85 yards or longer, we'll donate. And then he asked to match it. Can't wait to chat with him.
Yeah.
He hasn't done it. So
Yeah. He only had a 75-yard touchdown. That doesn't count.
what's he trying to do?
This dude, he turns it up in the playoffs. So
Bro, how about that catch, dude, on the sideline?
toe
He'll be joining
tap.
us in about 8 minutes. AJ Hawk on the other side of this 5-minute break. Be a friend, tell a friend. Take 5! He's got this moxie, Aaron, for being Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick. That seems to be a trait that the great quarterbacks have. And then if you don't have, the NFL can expose you. Is that why you think Purdy's having the success that he's having and why some guys don't have the same success as others?
For as many blue chippers who've had success in the league, there's been as many and often more who were not that. We're not the number one prospect coming out of their high school. We're not the number one guy coming out of college and the first pick in the draft. Obviously, about Tom, 198 different options to take him. Joe Montana was the same way. It was passed up by a ton of people. For as many Peyton Manning, first pick in the drafts, there's been a ton of these other guys. And what it does is create this chip. And the chip can be an excellent motivator for the right disposition that feels like they need a little bit extra at various times during their career, or even in just a workout. The thought to motivate you a little bit more or inspire you, I think, is really, really important to success of people who can do that. Michael Jordan, used to make things up, I think, at times to be motivated, but he was also cut from his high school team. That's a pretty good motivator. But Brock was passed over by a ton of people. He went to Iowa State, I believe. He has a lifetime worth of slights that he can pull from. The moxie part, I think, is one really, really important thing. I love to use that word. It's hard to define what exactly that is, but it's that kind of it factor that encompasses, I think, a lot of different things. How you handle your day-to-day, like setting the huddle, bringing energy to practice, confidence, mastery of the offense, dealing with the media, dealing with your teammates, bringing people together, all those different things that make up an important part of the quarterback position that not every guy has. Some of it is just stuff you have, personality, likability, humor, charisma, all those different things, and some of it you can work on for sure. But he obviously has that moxie, and you can see it with his teammates. They love playing with him and hyping him up in the media and talking about him glowingly, and I have nothing but respect for the way he's played, and I love seeing the underdog. I feel like that was part of my career for a long time. Obviously different. I was picked in the first round, not the last pick, but I did go to junior college and dealt with that frustration that turned into definitely a chip I could deal with. And so a ton of respect for guys who deal with adversity and turn into a positive, and obviously Brock has done that.
Hello and welcome to the special investigative report. Much has been made in the media world on the life and charitable donations of the man Pat McAfee, especially lately with the rise of the ever-popular Pat McAfee Show, a show that in his own words, stinks. We thought it privy to dive into the inner workings and machinations of this tiny business, this small regional show that has reached international discourse. We sat down with the suit himself, Bruce Brown, to figure out what, where, when, why, and how they're able to give away so much money to the viewers of this incredible program.
So yeah, when you enter a Pat McAfee Show giveaway or win a FanDuel merch picks contest on Sunday, essentially, the entire hashtag will be downloaded into an Excel file, and the winners will be randomized within that. And then we do a quick scumbag check, basically click on the profile and make sure you aren't a robot or blocked by Pat. and then it'll be transferred over to Dirty Gertie, who creates the Winner Wednesday graphic, which then runs on the show each Wednesday in a commercial break. If you win over $599, we're going to need your email, or you can email giveaways@patmcafeeshow.com. If it's under $599, all we need is your cash tag. And if you win merch, obviously we need your size, address, and what you want from the store. Usually I'll just reply to you on Twitter. If you have any questions about any giveaway, whether it's cash that you either are waiting on or merch, you can just reach out to me on Twitter or email giveaways@patmcafeeshow.com. Please give us about 1 to 2 weeks to sort out your prize. That's typically how long it takes. But again, if you have any questions, just reach out to us.
We reached out to PMI's money man himself, CFO Phil, for an on-camera interview. Regretfully, he declined the segment, but he did give us the salacious, juicy details.
In an email correspondence, CFO Phil replied, $2.6 million year to date. Too much money. There you have it. $2.6 million given away, a pissed off CFO, and a show that quote unquote stinks. Good night, good morrow, good luck, and good fortunes.
Hey,
What?
let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the FanDuel Thunderdome, on this Winter Wednesday, January 18th, 2023. Hour 2 starts right now.
Football!
As 4 weekends left, we need not forget that ever. While we're watching these games, let's remember we only got a month of it left.
Shit.
Into the dreaded, daunting offseason is upon us, where we have to talk about everything but football seemingly all day, every day. Yep. It's a great time to have a great time, and I get to do that every day with these guys. The Toxic Table at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. Also, one half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys, Tone Diggs. You look great today, Tone.
Thanks. Go, Tony.
Hey, that's a good hoodie.
Thank you.
Good hoodie with the black hat, with the beard sitting there.
What?
Real professional business cash COVID cowboy tone here.
Thank you very much. It means a lot.
You look great, pal. You've had a great day, haven't you? How are the gambling going? How's Hammer Down going? Are we winning? Are we losing? Are we in the middle of a heater? Are we ice cold?
I would say we are somewhat not a heater, but not losing. So right in the middle, meaty part of a decent run.
Okay, come see, come saw.
Okay.
Okay. Hammer Down, come see, come saw
More
right
good
now.
days and bad days.
Okay.
There it is.
Woo! So you're up.
College football ending was a real shame because that was a heater of a season.
You were dialed in. You helped me out all season.
A lot of info this year.
A lot of info.
Turns out if you have a lot of info on something, you gamble better at it.
Okay.
Okay, let's
Good
jot
to
that
know.
down. Put it on the ticker. That's from the Hammer Down Cowboy. Good gambler, noted good gambler.
Right.
Rest of the gambling community says good gambler. Tone Diggs says if you have more information on something, you gamble better on it.
Good to know.
Is that direct quote?
Yeah. Lock that in.
All right, Tone. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
I'll allow it.
Also, 9-year NFL vet, a man who played corner, nickel, and safety. Host of the Man to Man podcast, Incredible Football. Mine, Darius J. Butler's here.
Go, D-Bot.
Joining us live from Attica, Ohio, is a man who's college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup champion. Yes, that's college football, professional football, and golf.
Whoa. Wow.
This man beat the world as a representative of the United States in the Ryder Cup and became a champion.
Yeah.
He is also a COVID survivor, father of 10, AJ Hall.
Yay!
AJ, how you doing, pal?
Doing great. Diggs does look good, so yeah, I second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we all voted.
Thank you.
Tony, get this guy a medal.
Jeez, Tone. We need Billy Picks out here and make sure he gets a good shot of you.
Absolutely.
You've seen that. Billy Picks have been taking photos around the office. It's fantastic.
Very nice.
He sent some to me after we were out in L.A. He's like, I figure I'd take some shots. Like, it's cool because it's a real camera. It does look much better than just an iPhone.
Yeah, and he'll just kind of creep around.
He's really good at lurking in the shadows and
See,
getting the can.
why is it always got to do this? Why is it always got to do
I kind of do
way.
the strengths.
In a good way.
No, he's been fantastic. Make sure you get a photo there, Tone. And we have some breaking news. And I assumed that you would have just led off with this. So I was hoping that you would alley-oop me for this whole thing. Because normally when a guest is scheduled to come on the program and AJ is introduced, I normally ask AJ how he's doing. He goes, "Oh, good. Don't we have a guest coming on?" It's like, thank you, AJ. Thank you. We're probably trying to figure that out right now. And Gabe Davis was supposed to join us 1:15 Eastern Standard Time. We have some breaking news.
Okay.
Out of the Buffalo Bills. Their practice ended early today. There was a gap in between practice and meetings where he was supposed to come on the program. Practice ended early. Everything got slid up. He is in meetings, no longer in the window to do said conversation with us.
Damn it.
He'll be moved to Friday.
Okay.
Sweet.
Probably, so we'll be chatting with him then. So we have breaking news. Things are really fucking good in Buffalo.
Yeah, they're ending practice early and bumping meetings up. That only happens when they feel pretty good about where they're at.
And I don't know if that was supposed to be how I was supposed to handle that with them giving us the information.
Good point. Yeah.
But
And
immediately,
is this the first time? Has this happened earlier in the year? Any other time in the year have they
Good question.
bumped meetings up because they got off the field early?
but when they texted Zito that, and Zito was explaining like their meetings now. And I'm like, okay, can you just read what they said? Practice ended early, meetings got moved up. I'm like, my first thought is somebody that's been in the building, it's like,
Good news.
that's great news. Fast practice is very, very good news, D. But you had the same reaction.
Same reaction, yeah. Especially this time of the season, playoffs. Big game coming, huge game coming up. Obviously the biggest. Getting out of there early.
Said the fast practices. Matt Ryan and the Colts.
That's right. Too fast sometimes.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
That was training camp.
That was a very different situation.
Their problem was the games, Tony, not the practices.
Okay.
Practices, we sliced and diced those Lions, didn't we?
Oh, my God.
Killed them.
And those teams went two different directions, didn't they?
Yep.
Yeah. But nonetheless, it sounds like things are good. We appreciate them telling us, giving us a heads up, and also moving it to Friday. We appreciate the Buffalo Bills people have been the most phenomenal folks.
First class.
Honestly, it is bananas how nice they are to us. So we're very, very thankful for that. And Gabe Davis, congratulations. Sounds like, hey, let's lock in. Meetings. Maybe they were like, you know what? Boys look like we're flying around. Let's just get right to the mentals.
That's right.
Or maybe they had a 10-period practice that only took the amount of time in like a 6-period practice. And that means, we're going fast.
They're buzzing.
That means there's no mistakes. There's no redos. There's no nothing. It's just like boom, bang, boom, boom, pom, pom, boom. How we doing? Those days are good days.
Great days.
Everybody's vibe in the building is very high on those days. Coaches' vibes are very high. Chefs' days vibes are very high.
Oh, yeah.
Athletic trainers' vibes are very high. Equipment managers' vibes are very high.
What?
Loops done early.
Those are good. Hey, make sure you turn in your loops. Fast Friday. Real thing, AJ.
Credit to the coaching staff, because we all know as the games mean more and more, the coaches usually get more and more nervous, the old tight butthole syndrome, and they are never letting people out because we got to make use of every single opportunity we possibly have. And credit to McDermott and the staff. And credit to our chef for turning that message that, hey, can't do it into just a full thing.
Amen.
And just can't stop being dumbasses ever. Just that's a problem. That's a problem with our program.
They have said that DeMar Hamlin's been around the facility almost every day this week, so maybe this does lend credence to fucking DeMar Hamlin coming out on an ATV this weekend. Sal Capaccio fucking just ripping, shredding the guitar, and then boom, all the boys coming out. I don't know what the line is right now. If it's moved, this may be a Buffalo Bills -50 situation.
Amen.
The Bengals are not happy either, though.
No, they're not.
Bengals think they should have a home game. And Kirk Herbstreit in the last hour was talking about how that Bengals building and stadium is a real advantage now, and not now in that it wasn't before, but it's a real weapon. And you can see it on TV. It is. I can see now. I can go back a couple weeks. Remember, I asked Rappaport, I'm like, what are the Bengals fans? You know?
Mm-hmm. They were not a hostile. Now that I think about it, that was not a. That was one of those stadiums where the coach, but hey, you got to bring our energy, all right? Because in some stadiums you go in, it's going to be a hostile environment. You're going to be jacked up because you feel like, hey, all we packed was us, and it's us against the world. That was one of those stadiums, hey, you got to bring your own energy, guys.
People probably say that about Lucas Oil.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
People probably say that about Lucas Oil. Because there's
a lot of 1 o'clock games. There's a lot of places where there's 1 o'clock games where, we got to bring our own juice, guys. You can go out for warm-ups. You're going to think it's a JV game. There's 9 people in the stands.
Yeah, and the sun, the weird shadows. Because
that's the worst. With the game, you can feel it. You can feel the atmosphere when the sun is at that weird angle. You're like, oh, this is like one of those sleepy early games.
Yeah. Because you're using, the sundial's been around a long time.
But
you're using yourself as a sundial. You're like, God damn, this sun is way down still. And then they're playing music full, as if the whole stadium is there. So it's real loud, and it's just
people
echoing.
are yawning. People are trying to cover their yawns.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that's not good. Those are not good times.
Bad sign.
That's not good for the team. Let's talk about some shit. Aaron Rodgers Tuesday had some fallout, AJ. Your thoughts on being the reason behind it all?
I honestly haven't really checked much of any fallout. What happened? Are people pissed? I would imagine like every other day.
Yeah, every day everybody's pissed. But on this particular day, people are pissed because they go, "Oh, here we go again." That seems like what people are saying. It seems like, and
Stop watching. Stop watching it then.
No, I agree. I agree with that. Ricky Gervais has something about Twitter, and he compared it to like a town square, where you go down to a town square, and he was obviously talking to British people, but he was how people pin like, oh, you need a guitar teacher or something like that, and there's like a little tear at the bottom of the piece of paper with the phone number on it.
Yep.
He said Twitter is people just going down to town square or whatever, grabbing that thing and going, I don't want a fucking guitar teacher. He's like, well, you don't need to. You don't have to. You don't have to. That is a thing that does take place in our world. And there's a lot of people that hate watch a lot of things I've learned through my experiences. But also, it is a story that is, worthy of conversation. This is a pantheon quarterback in the NFL. And he and the Packers seemingly don't know if they want each other. And that was my big takeaway. Because in years past, it was like, Aaron has said it's a two-way street. Then allegedly they had negotiated ways to make it more of a two-way street as opposed to a one-way road, and Aaron's just standing there trying to make everything right when decisions aren't being made. He said that again yesterday. Did that surprise you? Like the Packers, if they want me back, it's a two-way street, and I want to play football, then we'll figure that out as we go, is his whole answer. But I didn't expect that from the Packers side of it. Did you?
That was a bit surprising when he said, he said obviously he's not going to be a part of a rebuild. And he said if they feel like going with Jordan is the way to go, then he can't really do anything about that. That was the most surprising part. But he knows, I'm sure, hey, if he wants to play football, I would imagine they would do what they can to have him there.
Okay, is that sources? Is that your thoughts?
I'm not sources. That's my thoughts in the moment. Haven't given it any thought before this moment right now.
You had to have given it some thought.
Yeah, come on.
A little.
It's what he said when he. It's the same thing I thought right when he said it. Like, oh, okay, well, he's mentioning that. I never even thought of that happening. Really, I guess.
Me neither.
So,
because
I don't know if it's a possibility. I mean, I think he wants to like. He's letting us know and everybody know. Like, there's like we don't really know. Like, there's a lot up in the air right now. I guess on all sides.
And the Packers and Ty, this is going to suck for you to hear because you did bring it up earlier. You're like, our team's not in the playoffs. Like, I'm not doing that again. I think that's if you're the Packers side. Because they obviously had to chat about that, and Aaron's takeaway was they might not want him back. So, like, that should be noted as well. Aaron, pretty observant human, I think.
Okay, if they don't want him back, though, what do they have to do financially? What has to happen?
It's like
massive.
Yeah. Well, they would try to trade him, obviously.
It's a massive dead cap.
Trade would be the thing. That's why he said, if I want to play football, which is a massive decision that I'm going to make with my binocs, watching the whales frolic in the Pacific Ocean.
That's right.
Say he's going to do that. If I want to come back, and then whenever that happens, which there would have to be an expedited timeline, which I tried to point out, like, well, if you do, like, there's a lot of things that have to take place because he said he wanted a couple things, Randall Cobb and Mercedes Lewis back at least, so that whole thing has to happen before free agency, right? Because there's a lot of stuff that has to get handled. So that he said if he wants to come back and they want me back, so they're probably taking this time. It's his understanding, and this is just from listening to him yesterday, that they're taking this time to figure out what the fuck they want as well. He's going to take time, and they're going to take time. Is that what you got out of that?
I guess, or he's waiting to see what they plan on, what their plan might be heading into the offseason as far as what the roster looks like. That's what I took from it.
Yeah, so like kind of they're figuring out what they're doing. He's figuring out what he's doing.
Is there a date? Does he have a date in March where he's owed like a roster bonus or anything? Is there anything like that out there?
Might be a pre-Jew one, post-Jew one, but one of the things he said throughout the season.
The word he said there was June.
June, yes, excuse me. One of the things he said, though, is him coming back. A lot of it depends on like kind of the development of the team that they had because of how young it was. And it feels like Watson and Dobbs both came into their own by the end of the season where it's like, hey, next year when you're coming back, sure, they're still young wide receivers, but these guys aren't, brand new. And it's not like he's teaching them the system. Like all of a sudden, when they do have Dobbs and Watson and who knows with Lazard, but when those two were on the fields, they were very, very good by the end of the season.
Why does this continue to happen, though?
What do you mean?
Why does he still think that there's a chance that they don't want him to be their quarterback? What's the fucking deal? How
I don't know, because he said that like it might have been like after week like 14 or so. He said kind of something similar, and Gutekunst and LaFleur and everyone has basically said like, "Hey, listen, we're not ready for this guy to leave town yet." And who knows? Maybe things have changed in the last 5 weeks or so, but I just don't buy that. I think they want him back, and I think his big, like I mentioned in the first hour, I think his big thing is if I am going to come back, I want my guys who I love here. And, and if the Packers have a different idea about that with some of these guys who are getting a little bit older and who they need to fairly compensate, like that might be a rubber meet the road kind of thing. But I think they envision next year with Rodgers at quarterback.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. I mean, and we know you get a lot of lip service in business, but when you commit that kind of money to somebody, like you want the motherfucker there. And it's not like he fell off a cliff this year. He didn't play. It wasn't an MVP year. He had a lot of moving parts. And to y'all point, these guys are going to be a year older. Christian Watson was a legit dude at the end of the season. And he mentioned a bunch of the guys that he would like back. So yeah, I could see these guys right back. Compete for the NFC.
All right, here we go. Watching Wales. Getting back to it.
Right. They say jump in there with him.
Financially, it looks like he'll be back.
Should try to fire footballs at him for target practice.
That'd be sweet.
I don't think you should do that.
It's
very watch Avatar. Come on.
Or hit golf balls in the blowhole.
No, Wales play
this
catch.
sounds like abuse of some sort. Somebody's going to be pissed. He could, though. I saw him with a Bud Light can in Tahoe from balcony to jet ski.
What?
Chalk.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
What?
Mike called it?
Yeah, jet ski. I forget who it was. Might have been Foxy.
I think it was Ryan.
Yeah, one on the
Probably
trampoline
banged right off
as
his head, knocked him out cold.
Oh, yeah.
No, it was your brother, the guy that beats up Lake Tahoe every morning.
If it was Fox, he would have collapsed his chest.
Yeah.
Oh!
I mean, 12 ounces coming from a long way, dude.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. It was a fucking.
Huck.
It was. This was fresh out of Hungary. I think he had just got back from Hungary. Obviously, he brought his pads with him, just like Russell Wilson did to Monaco.
Yep.
So his arm was in mid-season form.
Perfect.
And he was already dialed in. You know.
Slept in his shoulder pads, I think, a couple nights.
Yeah, Tahoe.
His camp was coming up, and he came down to eat breakfast, and he still had his shoulder pads on, no shirt underneath. And I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "You know what? Like 2 weeks out from camp, I sleep with my pads on."
And then you do remember we went to that opening meeting like 45 minutes later or whatever. But the part we did see is, once again, Aaron, you're not allowed to wear your shoulder pads when you golf this week at Lake Tahoe, the Celebrity Pro.
Everyone chuckled. Yeah, everyone laughed. Yeah, every year he tries to do this, guys.
Yeah, that's what they said. And so the guy loves ball. But anyways, he like loves ball. He gets his Bud Light can, and it's fucking just casual, hey yo, like like out of a movie. It felt like it was a fucking movie.
Yeah, basically.
You got this MVP hippie fucking quarterback up here on top of this balcony here. Out of nowhere, he had been gone, I think, for a few minutes. We're kind of just chilling, and a hey yo happens. Turn. Okay, that's Aaron Rodgers. Holy fuck. And then, holy shit. And then jet ski grab of the beer can. I think your brother jumped off jet ski, grabbed it or whatever, and then gets up, obviously drinks it. I'm like, he just threw a fucking Bud Light can further than I've ever seen a can thrown in my life. And then that led into a conversation about, like, there was that story about him being bad at beer pong, remember? I don't believe it. I'd assume darts, he's a fucking... No. Has he always been that way, you think? Is he just always...
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, he probably will see this clip, even though he'll say he won't. But, yeah, he's good at all those things. Yeah, he's a very, like, not even, like, undercover athlete. Like, he's a stud athlete. Whatever you play, he's going to be really good at it.
But I feel like throwing shit... He has an ability that I assume baseball he would have been a fucking.
Oh yeah, I think baseball. AJ would probably know, but I think baseball like was his. I mean, he's told us on here like that was his sport in high school, you know. And then one of his coaches or something, maybe like I don't know, like I can't remember what it was exactly, but he was like, "All right, I'm going to commit to football."
Whoa, pissed him off.
Is that real?
I think he said something along the lines of that.
All right, I'm going to go over here then. Fuck you. I think it was a JUCO. We got a clip of it. Casey, the man who makes the TikToks, he found a clip, I think, of Aaron from either JUCO or high school. You should fucking see this dude. Just
so old school.
Just big ass pads. His pads are huge. It looks like it's from fucking 1990s. He's old, dude. This guy's old.
Yeah.
He's been in the NFL a long time. You don't think about that because Tom Brady is the conversation because he's fucking old too. Not in real life. Obviously, he's going to live a long time. But when you talk about a locker room with 23-year-olds, 22-year-olds, they're talking about the age of these quarterbacks in the playoffs right now. Brock Purdy, obviously younger than Stetson fucking Bennett. Joey Burrow is a young man. Lamar's still a young guy. He's about to get paid somewhere. He's going to be in this whole thing. Literally,
Lawrence.
Even the older generation, Josh Allen, young, like... The older generation right now is young. It is a nice little new era, it feels like, of the NFL. And these playoffs are a perfect, like, kind of depiction of it. But the old dogs ain't going to just go away quietly. I don't think that's the case, AJ.
What year is Pat Mahomes in?
Look at this fucking guy. Boom, bang.
I think is that Chico State? Is that college?
Yeah, is that Cowboy?
Huh? Whoa, who was that?
You should have seen me.
A guy from Yellowstone?
Just a guy that was tipping a cap to the Cowboys. He got a big-time win, first time since 93.
Yeah.
That's all it was all day. They deserved it. I'm not like diehard. Is this him at Chico? Is he the baby?
Oh, yeah. It's basically Chico and Butte.
Ooh.
Oh, my God. Fullback. Whoever Grapp is, dude, don't fucking get in his way.
Look like Penn State a little bit.
Fuck it.
Pretty good little drop in there.
Oh.
Break that tackle,
Come on. Good drive.
Jeez.
Pump fake. Turns. Seam. He bosses him. The dude who couldn't outrun people just a moment ago goes up over top.
Think how uncomfortable it would be to wear those old school girdles with their hip and butt.
Dude,
still. Like
10 is a fucking player.
Is that Jordy? Is that fucking Jordy Nelson?
Oh, no, they're playing Chico.
Is this where
JB
coached him?
Oh, what was that?
Whoa.
Was it dabbing on him?
Was the dab or did he create the
going on back
dab?
then?
I'm surprised.
10
is a dog.
10 is a fucking
We
player.
need to find out who 10 is.
Gotta find out.
It's got to be Cole Beasley.
Dude,
Text Aaron and find out who 10 is.
Is that Jordo?
That might be George.
gotta be.
Schultz?
Dude, they only had 3 numbers. They were like, obviously Aaron, and then we got 12, 88, and 45. We got to look out for it. That's 10.
This guy.
Of course.
No glove.
Dude, this guy went for 10,000 yards in one season.
Yeah.
It was high stepping the whole way.
Give the ball to 45 again.
54 don't have a chance.
Can't be giving it to 45 when 10 is wide open. On
5 just came into the league. Where's he at?
5?
5 is
Hold
back.
on.
There's 45.
There he is.
5's a red zone
Here we
threat.
go.
Okay.
Oh,
45 was hurt earlier in the year. He got healthy halfway through.
So this is high school.
High
This
school?
is
This is
Pleasant,
high school?
This is Pleasant Valley High School.
Who's number 10?
Oh, dude, this dude was a dog.
That.
yeah.
What
He, went
year
to
is this,
he didn't
Zeke?
go to Chico State. I was
No,
wrong.
this guy went
No,
right
he
to the
went
league.
to SC. You kidding me?
Dude, this guy's awesome.
Oh, look at 45.
Where's he at?
Right there with all the stickers on his helmet.
Is that Aaron playing wide receiver? Oh, no.
Is this an all-star game or something?
This is
looks like
yeah.
We're just stealing people's footage right now. We do apologize. I assume you'll take
Dude,
the
this
money
guy,
from this.
yeah.
That's 10.
That's 10.
Gotta be 10.
You got
Please.
earrings.
Those earrings.
Dog,
Is he a
dude.
movie star
Look
now?
at that perfect drop. Is that 10?
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, body.
You can tell.
No?
Wait, 87 for Wolverine football?
All right, anyways. Yeah, the guy's been good forever.
Yeah.
That's not 10.
That was not 10.
No.
That might have been.
Sims?
That might have been 8. Who knows? Let's move along. Lions offense coordinator Ben Johnson staying in Detroit. This is a big deal. Also, this is a massive ordeal. Believes in something that they're building up there in Detroit would be special. Obviously, if they were the coaching staff in the team that was able to bring success to Detroit after decades and decades and decades and decades of failure, that would be something that I think you would want on your resume. That was almost like the selling point for some of these jobs, these coaches' egos. Whenever you go get hired at Cleveland, it's like you could be the coach,
The one.
that turns the Cleveland Browns around. You could be the GM that turns it around. And that becomes like a thing that they would like to be able to say in their community. Detroit, obviously one of those, especially with how much MCDC was mocked and ridiculed for being MCDC. If they were the ones that were able to bring success there, resume would be massive. Now, he's already getting head coaching interviews. I assume, just like he's probably assuming, those will come at some point. Doesn't have to be right now, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, and do you think it's possible he also thought, hey, I don't have a great chance of even getting this job? But I would assume he's thinking he's just being super loyal to Dan Campbell and what the Lions have going.
Interesting.
but I don't
Darius,
know.
what are your thoughts on that? Do you think it's because he wasn't going to get hired? I didn't even think about that.
After probably Sean Payton, I would have thought he would have probably been one of the most sought after coaches. You know, it was obviously, just 1 year, but Jared Goff had a great year. This Detroit Lions team, outperformed expectations. When you watch the tape, they look like a well-oiled machine. So I would have been happy if, the coach, for example, would have hired this guy. But maybe he feels like he's not ready for that. Maybe, and this also does say a lot about MCDC and the kind of the culture he's building over there, not only with the players, but the coaches. Like, you don't just pass up an opportunity to be a head coach to continue to be a coordinator. So I think this says a lot about what they're building over there.
So that's an interesting thing, if he was going to get a job or not. It seems like a guy that owners would want to hire too. Like, remember, whenever an owner signs or hires somebody that's young, they can say that I saw it before.
I changed the game, really. Like, look, I found this person. Yeah.
Allegedly, the Panthers loved him. So everyone in Detroit's pretty shocked about this.
That's a lot of money down there, and obviously loyalty is something you can't put a price tag on. But I enjoy the fact that that's happening. Oh, go ahead, Connor.
I was just going to say, there's not many, 9 and 8 teams that get top 10 picks, and they have that situation where they have 2 in the top 15, right, because of where they finished at 9 and 8 with the Rams pick for this year as well, and
Jameson Williams too.
Yeah, Jameson hasn't even really been used yet. He was the 12th pick last year.
Yeah, didn't get a full season with him.
I love that move. Wink Martindale said that he'll worry about his head coaching opportunities later or something like that. I forget the exact quote, because we've been talking about this last couple of days, and Darius, I'll be excited to get your thoughts on this, because you thought about dabbling in the coaching world. I do not like that D'Amico Ryans had to do 4 fucking head coaching interviews while also preparing for the Dallas Cowboys. Those are the biggest interviews of your life. There's only 32 of those jobs. That's the pinnacle of your profession that you are currently trying to pursue. So having to prepare for that while also having to prepare for why you're even getting an opportunity to do that, they have to fix that.
Yeah, I agree.
You're right? Don't you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and obviously, you know, this is business, and you got to compartmentalize things. But when you're preparing for a game, especially like this, like you're trying to get like you only get so many opportunities where you're in this position to compete for a championship. So I think the system or whatever should be set up to where these guys can focus on that. But there are other guys just floating. You know, Sean Payton's just available. He's out here. Other coaches that may be obviously all the teams that aren't still playing right now are just available. So I think they shouldn't be able to interview either. You should just have a window where everybody can do this at the same time. So it's some sense of fairness.
Is there a coaches union?
I don't think so.
That feels like that would be something that the coaches union would be like, for the good of the
teams want to coach though. Like if you let's say you end your season in whatever early January, you don't want to have to wait till after the Super Bowl to hire your coach though. Like I don't know how you change it.
I think everybody would just have to do it. It would have to just be a thing. Like this is
so
how
actually you'd keep jobs more often then, wouldn't you? Like you would keep guys would hold their jobs maybe longer if they were thinking about firing. Like, hey, if we fire this dude, we got to wait 2 months and we don't know if we're going to get who we want in that whole process too.
Yeah,
because then you only have what, like a month and a half before the draft.
Your team's just floating out there with no head coach and possibly no GM. Like what about GMs? Can you hire GMs during that time?
There's a coaches association, and the only member or the only coach who is not a member is Bill Belichick.
Oh yeah, goddamn right.
That's because he's a GM too.
And
I got to negotiate with those motherfuckers about everything.
Not a chance.
No way. That's why he doesn't do the team photo.
Yeah, and teams are hiring.
Does he do the head coach photo?
He was not in it this last season.
He doesn't do what team photo?
The head coach
coaches
photo.
meeting.
Yeah, where Andy Reid's wearing the
I don't know.
Tommy Bahama shirt.
They all look so sweet.
He was there though, so he might be in it.
They all look very comfortable. You know, seems like they're all very pumped to be taking that.
Yeah, Matt Rule front and center. I don't know.
Yeah.
The younger coaches get bullied into standing in the front. It's your first year here. It's fucking terrible. Stand up there.
Yep.
None of us want to be here, dude. All right, we're taking a photo.
They look like kids. It looks like Debo. You got kids. They look like when you try to take pictures with your kids. That's what they look like. God, we want nothing to do with this.
This one isn't bad, huh? The fountain in the back.
The body language. They all look like they're so tight. They're such good.
I think
friends.
everybody
Their
just
hands
immediately looks at
different.
Rule. So it kind of sets the tone because he's just like, why am I here?
Frank looks cool.
Yeah, and behind Rule too. I mean, Artie Smith looks like a corpse. Is he alive?
Oh, Artie's locked in. Artie's locked
Martindale
in.
looks sweet.
Is that Hackett?
Yeah, we should have known Rule and Hackett were going to get fired based on what they were wearing in this.
Tomlin looks awesome.
McVay looks really cool. I like McVay. How about McDermott?
McDermott with the glasses on that's a good look.
McDaniel smiling against him.
Who's back there getting blocked by right over Shanahan's right shoulder? Who's behind him?
Who has his head down?
Eberflus?
Might be. Is
See,
that
I don't
Cliff?
see MCDC in this photo.
Might be Cliff back there.
I think MCDC's behind Vrabel.
Sirianni back.
Cliff's got his head. Cliff's looking down. You can see.
Yeah.
He's looking down next to O'Connell.
How about Cliff getting top row dead center? Had a baby Cliff.
Dable is burnt to a crisp.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh yeah, he's in trouble.
Behind Solid.
He's in trouble.
Who's behind Vrabel? It has to be MCDC.
Yeah, he's big. That would have to.
Oh
be.
yeah, back left.
Sirianni, he's out to lunch over there.
Sirianni just wants to fucking watch some film and compete.
Yeah.
What are we doing? How about Doug Peterson not even knowing at that moment right there? He's like, hey, Frank, wait till you fucking see what I do with the Jaguars. His team's really good. They spent a bunch of money. Frank's like, wait till you see what I do.
With the stinking Colts.
All right. Hey, good work this season, all of you.
Hell yeah.
Great year, boys.
Belichick wasn't in there.
No, he was not. He was too busy scheming something up.
Let's talk about
Black
Gronk.
Monday?
What's
Black
that?
Monday would be after the Super Bowl. I'm just thinking out loud. Sorry.
What's that?
Black Monday, that would be after the Super Bowl then if everyone had to wait.
So I think you could. So interesting. I think you could. Well, could you fire whenever an interim?
You're gonna have to.
Yeah.
So the
What if you have to fire someone for a cause or something? You would have to, right?
So the interim job would be your audition process.
Like Steve Wilkes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to. They're going to probably tweak it. I just don't know what kind of changes they can make.
I think everybody would have to abide by it. That's the thing. Everybody just assumes that everybody would cheat. So
yeah, no question. Tampering all over the place.
Which they would. I mean, it would be tampering all over the place. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be like, hey, I know you're preparing for biggest game of your life. Just want to let you know, 3 teams have reached out. We would go to all the 3 of those teams, right? Yep. Okay, cool. I will send the text. We are interested. Yep. Certainly not talking until after the Super Bowl for sure. That's an interesting thing, but I think it puts him in a bad spot. Like Wink puts Wink in a bad spot. This is his first year with this team. This is the biggest time of the year. Their defense is a massive piece of that. Oh, Sexy Dexy is what they call him, the Pilates guy.
Yeah.
They're saying he's one of the best football players on any field that he's ever walked on ever. Like, this guy's going to go down. Wink's got that team humming. Let alone Thibodeau, who is, remember, he sold NFTs and stuff, which
Hey, he's a weirdo.
he says lit. Yeah, all that stuff. He doesn't love football.
Dog.
He's a dog, dude.
Unreal.
Wink is in an interesting position because I think if he sticks around with Dayball, which he said, I didn't do this as a stepping stone. I did this because I wanted to work with Dayball pretty much. It's been a success. What do you think Wink does, Darius? And why is Wink's defense so much better than everybody else's seemingly?
I think it depends on what opportunities are there when their season is over. But you got a great group of young guys. I'm sure he likes Dayball. And the New York Football Giants, that's not a bad organization to be attached to as far as markets, as far as what they can pay. Because this is scale as far as teams, what assistant coaches can be paid too, depending on what market and what team you're on. So I think he stays around with that team, and they just play. It's not he doesn't do a bunch of that stuff that he did in Baltimore, but these guys are just on the same page. Thibodeau, like these guys play hard. Like they play Leonard Williams in the middle. These dudes play hard.
Will he be able to implement the Baltimore stuff probably like next year if they were to be around it? Because wasn't that Baltimore team, they were together for like 7-8 years almost, so they were able to do whatever they wanted. Is that true or not?
He could, or he could just evolve too. Sometimes you just evolve and say, all right, I'm just get rid of some of that stuff and do some things. He still does his own thing. Like he plays 7 DBs a lot, which nobody else really does. So he likes a lot of speed. A lot of guys.
Does he play all man still?
No, he mixes up, man. Some fire zone, some.
Is he doing amoebas?
Some zone, and this
amoebas
last
here and
game,
there.
he's doing very game plan specific stuff. Like this last game against the Vikings, we'll get into it on everything DB. Like it was obviously, hey, take away Justin Jefferson, take him away, make somebody else beat us, and they executed that shit to a team. You got a guy like Dexter Lawrence too in the middle, who he kind of took over that game, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
I watch highlights.
Yeah, Kirk
shit
had
talking,
good
too.
stats, but like that pocket, it's tough when you're a quarterback and you can only really read one side of the field, not because of coverage, but because of these, big motherfuckers in the middle of the pocket. So that's tough. You got some guys.
Hey, Zito, can you find that video NFL Films posted? It's on our Instagram as well. Dexter is telling the offensive lineman, number 56, you can't be hugging me all day. You signed up for this.
Yeah.
Hey,
You take me out?
You signed up for this. Yeah, it was hilarious shit talk. Just very subtle, relaxing, and after they won, hey, all right.
Yeah.
He seems like a perfect fucking teammate, too. And then one of his teammates actually says to him, you're the best player I've ever played on the field.
Thibodeau.
Yeah, Thibodeau was like, put him over. Young guy, obviously. That's a great person to have in the locker room with him. The Giants might be a fucking team, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dexter
Dan
Lawrence.
Jones, you keep Dan Jones playing like this with that defense and Wink?
Yeah.
Are you upset because Wink turned down the Colts offer? Is that
So,
Pat, couldn't that just be leverage, though, him making those comments?
1,000,000%. We'll throw in a guitar. Wink. Come on, everybody else is doing it. Just taking time away from preparing for the biggest game of the season.
Yeah.
And doing interviews and Zoom calls with people from other cities that you've never really met before. Everybody else is doing it. Wink, come on.
It's powerful to say no, though. You know that. It's powerful to say no. People, what's with this guy? Why don't they want to come even interview with us? And then they want to keep coming back to him.
It's maybe part of the best thing to do in long-term negotiation.
Yes.
Correct.
Not just with one company, by the way, with multiple.
Several.
Keep things tight, You rarely go to somebody's office and they have, 50 5-inch fish plastered behind them. You know what I mean? Usually you walk in as one big fucking fish. You can think about that. That's if you can get to that point, that's really the right place to do. Say no to a lot more things. And business-wise, it helps. Wink, though, I think is not doing it for business. A lot more things. And business-wise, it helps. Wink, though, I think is not doing it for business. I think Wink's doing it because Wink loves the boys.
I think so too. And he also knows, I'm sure, like, I'm going to be the highest paid defensive coordinator next year anyway. So, like, the compensation wise, like, do I want to go to fucking Indianapolis? I don't know. I think he's an East Coast guy. I like living in the shadows of New York. You know? I don't want to fucking go deal with all this bullshit in Indianapolis.
No, he'll love it. He'll love it out here. We got guitars too, Wink.
Yeah.
Come
St.
on.
Elmo's. Yeah, you want one of Jimi Hendrix's, Stratfords? Maybe. Come on out.
Come on out, Wink.
Plus, he knows if he doesn't get 2 Super Bowls in 6 years, this city's going to burn at the stake of Jim Irsay. It's not his
Why?
fault. Because those are the expectations. So, the city was promised 2 bowls by 2030, and they are nowhere close. They have a top 5 pick this year, so things aren't going too
We got
well.
time. 2030, bub.
Do you have time? How old are the quarterbacks in the AFC again? Pat Mahomes is the oldest, and he's 27. I don't know how much time he has.
Our roster, when they're trying hard and playing for each other.
Absolutely.
And working in the offseason. And stuff like that.
Yeah.
Good roster.
Yeah, no
you add
quarterback,
Bill Levis
though.
to it at the top of the draft this year.
No. CJ Stroud.
Damn right.
A lot of trades up to 1 I've been seeing.
Yes.
Bears with the Colts.
Yep.
Yeah.
They have to get up somewhere.
Still CJ Stroud at 1.
Hey, what CJ Stroud going to be a good NFL quarterback? You think you had your eyes on him a long time? On the record, you think Colts should trade up and get CJ Stroud?
I don't know what on the record means. I mean, obviously this is streamed live and it's put out there, so it's on the record no matter whether you say it or not. Yeah, I think CJ Stroud can slang it, man. Absolutely.
All right, let's go off the record. Let's go off the record. Off the record.
Under the table.
So we're not on there, right?
Cut the
stream down.
Yeah.
No, just off the record on the stream. Can't be held against us.
Off the record, on the record. That dude can slang it.
Will he be an NFL guy, though? I hope.
I don't know.
I think he looks like it.
I think so. I mean, what we saw in that freaking semifinal game was like, yep, give me that guy tomorrow. Fuck it.
Yeah. Colts are in a position to really turn it around. Got a lot of Pro Bowlers, a lot of good players.
Or they just keep tanking.
Look
Get
at Jags.
punched.
Jags, Bengals, look where they were 3-4 years ago.
Bingo.
You know?
Yeah.
That time.
Is there a Burrow? Did anyone throw 60 touchdowns this year and win the Heisman?
Funny thing about that is Stetson Bennett is potentially.
Actually, last person to do
When
that
will he be drafted?
Was it? Is it New
Mac
England?
Jones,
Is it New
yeah.
England? No, not fucking
Yeah.
New England Patriot.
Yeah, Mac Jones.
No,
But he was the number 1 overall.
fucking. You're the backup.
Bill Zappi.
Bill Zappi.
He did throw 65.
With
touchdowns
Liberty?
last
Who is
year.
it? With Liberty?
Western Kentucky.
There it is. Hilltoppers.
That's right. He's still undefeated. So
Or is that Eastern Kentucky? Ugh.
No,
trade him to the Colts.
Hilltoppers
Oh,
in Western Kentucky. You nailed it.
All right, good.
Yep.
Still got it.
Bowling Green, Kentucky. That's where it is.
It's a dry county, I heard, Bowling Green.
Yikes.
Is it?
I think so, yeah.
They drink heavily there. I know that.
Every
I've been
dry
there for
county
wedding
I've
and
been
other
to, there's a reason.
Yeah.
It's because all the people inside of it hammer.
Redbacks.
Hammer.
John Daly's.
That was amazing. John Daly's hometown in Arkansas, dry county, dry town. But you go into any of their garages, there is 8,000 to 9,000 Miller Lights available. Everybody's house has all the
What does
beer.
that mean? Dry county? No liquor
Can't
stores?
buy.
Can't buy it anywhere. Wow. You got to go out of town to buy it and
Come back.
come back.
What the fuck is it? Oh, I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty wild.
It exists.
In America.
Yeah, I've
I
seems
thought
that
this was
American.
America.
Indiana, you weren't able to buy a cold beer on Sunday.
Yeah. And
Can't-
you still can't buy it, before noon on Sundays now?
noon.
Weren't able to buy beer at all on Sundays.
But you can't on a Friday night.
Yeah. There's no happy hour
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. No happy hour
in
allowed.
a lot
Yep.
of states. Masters,
Really? No happy hour?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Masters, no happy hour.
Yeah, too many people were drinking and driving.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania, big time happy hours.
Yeah,
Like,
because we're good at drinking and driving.
nobody is good at drinking.
You guys were drinking and fucking driving.
Nobody's good at drinking.
That's why there's
I meant-
Drizzly now. With promo code WAD, you can get $5 off.
And Uber, and Lyft,
Yeah.
and any other thing that was not available. Maybe
Designated drivers, Connor, thank
10
you.
years.
Hell yeah,
DD
Connor.
it up. I never
Thank you,
did
Connor.
it before, so I figured, I might as well start.
to be clear, my car was out and about the evening I was arrested. I was walking home. I was not going to drive.
Good
Yeah,
man.
it's genius.
I'm a big anti-drunk driver guy.
Can always call AAA.
Always
Can't do
have
it.
been.
Can't
AAA
do
will
it.
drive
It
you?
scares the shit. It always scares the shit out
We'd
of me.
hoof it from anywhere.
Yeah, we're walking.
Shoelace Express.
Well, Pittsburgh didn't have, before Uber, it was impossible
No taxis.
to get a cab in
No.
Pittsburgh. Impossible, especially where we were hanging out.
A lot of jitneys.
Yeah, you had to just
Those were awesome.
Yeah.
huck
It's
down.
impossible anywhere
Trust
like
your
that.
life with some
You just
random
have to
guy.
try to call like a cab service, didn't you?
It was impossible. Yeah, and if they were assholes, if they could be, you had no shot.
All right, $100. What?
You had no shot. Not even that. Just like, no, we're not sending a car.
Oh,
Like
okay.
that type of stuff. It
Oh,
was.
okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Did you guys have those like vans in college? They went around picking up drunk kids from bars.
We had a shuttle bus.
What?
Oh, yeah.
I used to drive those for community.
Who was it a
service
part of?
hours.
What do you mean?
Why? What'd you do?
I was Uber before Uber. What was it a part of? I forgot what I had to do it for, but had fun.
Was
doing
it a job?
I got people home safe.
Oh, yeah. All right,
you, baby.
Sounds good. Way to
Thank
do
you,
that.
bud.
Hey, what
Go
a hero.
Huskies.
Oh, matter, baby.
What a hero.
Huskies turning it around.
Huskies. Yep. That
We
was
had a drunk
big
bus.
bar.
We had a drunk bus in West Virginia.
That's
And
sweet.
you had that monorail thing.
The PRT.
What do you mean drunk bus? Who drove it? Who was it? Who put it together?
Drunk guy.
I think I don't know.
University.
Great question. I never asked. That was on me. I should have learned more about who was driving. I just assumed with the way they were dressed and the way the bus was presented, this is a safe option.
Yeah.
I never really dove into the details.
That's what
Just
ours
try to
was.
have a good time. But
University ran it.
Yeah, I think I think West Virginia had it, and it wasn't. I think it was just a bus that happened, probably in most cities at that particular time. But since everybody in Morgantown at that particular time was awake, was probably very intoxicated, just became pseudo drunk bus. Like I think in the summer that bus is still going. Not as many people in town for it, if that makes sense.
Pat, did any of your buddies ever end up at I think it was prison, right? WVU didn't have
so far away.
a detention center, like a jail around the like they took you to a state prison, I think.
Yeah, so you either got like $100, you can get out of this little lobby area here right now, or you're going 45 minutes to an hour
That's
away.
a nightmare.
Yeah, can't do it. Can't do it. Got to walk.
In a college town, you got to build a shed or something and lock them up.
I think they had a little holdings. There was like a little holding cell thing. But if it was like a DUI or anything, I think you
taking you upstate.
As it should have been, by the way.
Damn
that was
right.
wild. People were. Uber is a game changer.
Oh, yeah.
Great
So,
idea.
dude, would you like to take back what you just said?
Please,
about
Tony.
anybody being a good drunk driver?
I was talking pre-Uber.
Okay.
Back in the
I
80s.
was talking back in the days when we were fucking driving T-tops and smoking cigs.
What?
Sure.
Sounds like you weren't alive then.
Bunch of empties on the fucking passenger floor.
Yeah.
Oh, you're watching movies and talking about what you've seen on there.
Just talking
Hanging
about
out with
what
Ben
what I
Affleck.
grew up living.
Living or okay. All right, let's move along. Anyways, Uber.
Yeah.
Right.
Uber's great.
Did you watch that documentary on that guy? Series?
On Showtime with Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
What's the guy, like super awesome or super pumped?
Yeah, super pumped.
That was good.
Did you watch the whole thing? I watched the first few episodes. I think I got it.
I think I finished it. Yeah, I mean, I remember him. He was very, enthusiastic and seemed to really get after it and try to get that thing going.
Seemed to be the perfect person for what we needed, though.
Yeah.
Got to a good spot. He took a lot of shrapnel, though.
He did.
I mean, he was getting it in the shins pretty heavily, I think.
He did. Yeah, I didn't finish it either. My big takeaway was, this guy's a dickhead, but he's a necessary dickhead.
Be better for everybody.
That's right.
A tennis show on Netflix is interesting.
The first break, first
yeah,
point.
Is it worth watching?
Break point.
Break point. There it is.
Yeah, I would say it's worth watching, but knowing that in less than a month we get the golf version, the full swing, it's kind of like I'm not sure.
I haven't watched any of these series.
Yeah, I never watched Formula
Season 5,
One.
Drive to Survive's coming. Forgot the date, but it's coming. February 15th.
I haven't seen him either.
Oh,
I don't know if I watched
so it's
dumping
that.
them all at the same time.
Because it's coming out with the golf. Same day, February 15th.
Well, maybe I got it mixed up.
Tennis is only 5 episodes. That is the one thing.
So you love the drive, the way it's shot, is it like NFL film style? What is it?
Yes, I would say
Is that
so.
the tennis thing?
Yeah, it's just interviewing a bunch of the tennis players. So the first episode was Kyrgios. It's all about Nick Kyrgios, the shit-talking tennis player.
Like him.
And most of it is interviewing other tennis players about Kyrgios. And then there's a couple back and forth with him doing like training, and then like him just going about his business leading up to him winning the doubles Grand Slam at the Australian Open.
You get a chance to watch anything with 10 kids?
I have not seen the tennis thing, though. I mean, I'll watch the golf thing when that comes out.
So what do? You just put it on the phone, headphones, whenever you're at a place?
What do you mean?
Aren't you like?
I don't watch stuff. I'm not a younger Gen Alpha like you. I don't watch movies on my phone. I watch my iPad.
So thank you for the way you went through the generations, because there is an alpha generation coming up.
Yeah.
AJ and I learned that at the same time. And it piqued my interest as soon as I heard about the alpha generation. Really? And then AJ, from where were you? You were in like a
pantry that was like a Rite Aid, as they say.
A pantry, yeah. That was the nicest pantry I've ever seen in my life. 40 feet away in his own little area. Pat will never be a part of the alpha generation. Like, echoes through the house. No pop from him at all. I obviously give big laugh. Conversation continues because it was a very serious convo about, how do you reach the alpha gen. That's the next generation. Do you know that?
Yeah.
They have the best fucking name out of all of us.
By far.
I know. So then is Beta coming after them? That sucks for that whole generation.
Oh, my God.
It does.
It was like we're almost in it.
Nah, because we're in a period of weak men and those build strong men, so.
That's true.
That's right. Cycle.
Yeah, but we're in a period of good times.
Yeah, which build weak men.
That's what I mean. So do we want bad times is what I'm saying.
You do it with some point. Because if you don't have bad times, they'll take your fucking land.
And their guns.
Pandemic.
Feels like you just went back to a ranch. Yeah, you're right. Pandemic was a very bad time.
Yeah,
These alpha kids had to deal with that. They probably had to go to school
Well, yeah,
at
that
home
kind
and
of-
shit. You know.
Yeah, but that's what
Them being sheltered in place really helped those kids.
Yeah, it's a problem. Now all they want to do is stay home and play their games.
Not if they live in Florida.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Governor.
Yeah, exactly. Because they have fucking Jason Bourne as their governor. That's the only reason it's different down there.
What a perfect thing for a Tone Diggs to have happen on the program. Hey, they're saying that COVID thing's going to fuck people up. I could see how.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Imagine being like 13, 14 years old. In the
Oh
middle of
yeah,
that.
I said setting kids back fucking like 5 to 10 years.
Just thinking about the amount of shit that you learn from hanging out with other people and how you are set up as a personality and as a human during that age. Like, that's a crazy thing to for them to have to go through, let alone if I had to be in my house I grew up in, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been.
I think you would have been all right, though. Because I think it depends on the parents, too. A lot of how.
It's a big part of it.
You know, how they feel about what's going on outside. Because, you know, I feel like my kids are all right because it was like, all right, this is what it is. And then after, you know, months went by and we kind of, okay, all right, we're going to live.
Figure it out.
We're going to figure it out. We're going to live. We're going to hang out with this group and then we'll hang out with more and then we'll do more. But there was some people that was like,
still.
Hey, yeah.
Oh, yeah, right now.
Not going to visit this, not going to that, which understandable is a scary time, but it's definitely different ways that people handled it. And then the kids, the babies, though, that were born during that time, like newborns type shit, because you go from fucking 0 to 18 months, you haven't been around anybody except, you know, 6 people. Now that's that generation.
There's a new doc coming out on, or there is a doc out on Netflix called Babies.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, obviously, with where me and my wife are right now, as soon as it popped up, I was like, oh, this thing's listening to me. Cool. Thank you. I didn't know my TV was listening as well. I knew my phone was. I didn't know my TV was listening as
They
well.
all are. Everything is.
They didn't even tell me congrats. Tell us congrats, which kind of fucked up. They just kind of bullshit dropped this thing in there. But I guess this is just so happened to have been happening right now. It's a documentary about what the babies go through for the first 18 months or whatever, and what they're learning and what they're capturing and everything like that, their reactions to things. It's fascinating that I'm going to have to learn about all this stuff now. You know, that's like a parent thing. And I'm getting to, I'm so interested by it all now when I maybe wasn't before. But to think that people had to do parenting whenever the kids weren't allowed, in some places, literally out of the house.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Try to explain to those young kids too why you can't go out when they're certain. They don't understand. Like if they're 2 years old or 18 months, they don't really understand what the pandemic is. And hey, we can't see our friends. You can't see grandparents and all that.
There's a door right there. I can just go.
Yeah.
Why did we build a door? Can't. What is the?
That's the point.
What is the? Is that just for optics? Are we just in here forever? This is our world now. That's crazy. I would like to go outside. It is. I'm happy I didn't have to go through it with a child. But to all the parents that did, hey,
good on ya.
Good battle.
Good on you.
Oh yeah.
Even
Good
those
battle.
high school kids too, like opportunity-wise, like even just thinking about your situation,
yeah.
think about if there was never a kicking camp, or there was one and it got canceled, you know, down in Florida,
Whole different world.
whole
Also-
different world, trajectory of their lives changed.
Kids in college, that just ruined your college experience, big time. That's
Probably
just-
going to hinder how you act for the rest of your life.
for sure.
In the Last Chance U basketball, that was like a big thing. Is that like all of a sudden these JUCO kids who go for a second chance now, where they used to be drafting or recruiting like 4 kids from JUCO, now they're recruiting 1 max because of all the backup in the transfer portal. Like instead of recruiting kids from JUCO or high school, you can just go to the transfer portal because there are thousands of kids in there because recruiting years got stacked.
And I mean, Stetson was 25 years old. He's not happy to hear. I think he's going to be a successful NFL guy too, long term. But an extra year because the COVID year,
right?
Guys were playing college ball, going to play 7, 8. People are still going to be riding. Like
There's one dude I saw.
Yeah,
like,
Oregon.
8th year.
9.
Yeah.
It started 2016 or something.
That's ridiculous.
But that's obviously just football effects, not human effects, which are much more important. Speaking of much more important, there's a conversation that's going to happen on this show in 10 minutes that's going to be much more important than anything we just chatted about.
Hell yeah.
Because we're going to be learning about secondary a little bit like we've been able to do all season. Now, before we get to a break here, because I know we all need it, I think our bladders are dancing, all of ours. Starting to see toes tapping. I'm starting to move a little bit. AJ seemingly already pissed underneath his desk.
It always does.
I have the underdesk cam. I saw it.
Nope.
This
You
guy's
got Antonio Brown's
This
too?
guy's
Talk
awesome.
about that one.
This guy's amazing.
So is that a city in Pittsburgh?
Gibsonia?
Say township.
Township?
They're about to revoke it.
Because there's high schools.
He just wanted to document where this happened or what?
I think it's it's like it's a yup area, I
It's an
think.
old video, too.
He was having fun.
Always is.
I'll say.
Let's get to a break.
He said he got hacked.
Oh,
I
really?
bet.
By Johnny Sins?
He did. I just saw that.
We apologize to all parties involved if there was a hacking situation.
Even that elephant.
That was actually him.
Yeah.
There's a lot of videos with Antonio Brown's dick on the internet all of a sudden.
Yep. By design.
I do think there's something about that like whenever you click on something, if it's kind of like, hey, Antonio Brown's trending.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, all right, what happened here? Maybe he gave back. Maybe it's like, because Antonio Brown.
He ain't giving back.
I don't know, but it's Antonio Brown. I'm very fascinated by Antonio Brown because he was so good at football.
He was.
President Donda.
So good at football. So everything else, obviously,
Yeah, of course.
devastating legacy. So I'll click on his name, and then it's just his penis is right staring at me on it. I dressed up as an elephant.
Yeah.
Did I know that was
He
coming?
dressed it up as an elephant?
No.
Yeah.
No.
He dressed up as dong?
But how was I supposed to know that was coming?
2 big floppy ears.
What do you
It's not
mean?
his fault
Antonio
either.
Brown. It's Antonio Brown. Were you shocked when you saw his dong when you clicked on it?
If he got hacked, it's not cool. Okay, that's happening.
Of course.
And that happened back in the day, and it was obviously terrible for everybody. And it is, but just me as a user on a platform, I had no idea that a penis dressed up as an elephant was going to be on my feed as soon as I click on something.
And that's just going to happen.
Clean that up.
Let's clean it up. Good morning, Pat. How you doing today? I asked myself. Not bad. What's going on in the world? Oh, Antonio Brown's trending. What did Antonio Brown do? Boom. Oh, 15 pictures and videos of Antonio Brown's dick is here.
6:30.
What did he do last night? Jeez Louise, I can't even poop. Can we get out of here?
Mm-hmm.
Ever since he told us that Ben Roethlisberger was going to be back another year,
That's
I
true.
said I can't listen or tap on what this guy's doing.
That was with,
Don't be sad.
Cheech.
what's up, Cheech? Danny Boy Hustle Hard.
Don't be sad. That was the best part. Don't be sad.
I know you're sad, Ben Roethlisberger.
I wonder how he had to make so much money on his cameo that 2-3
Oh,
weeks.
yeah.
Yeah.
After that Jets thing,
Danny Boy Hustle Hard.
Well,
we're talking Baumgartner numbers.
No, I don't. Baumgartner is a professional.
He's a hustler. Yeah.
well,
Is he still on her? Is Baumgartner still on her?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he's
still
killing it
website?
still.
He's the face of it.
We need one.
He was
I
in
think.
Scandal the other day.
Baumgartner?
A lookalike, at least, with a police
what?
officer woman who kinda,
Police officer woman?
Yep.
kind of went
Oh,
viral.
no.
yeah.
Yeah, there was a Baumgartner
Oh, yeah.
lookalike.
We got a
in there.
Baumgartner lookalike.
There's
We've got
something going
that.
on down there in Tennessee. In a police.
Yeah,
I didn't see it.
yeah, you did.
I heard about it. I don't know if you saw it or not.
Nick just sent me the elephant video. I watched it. I mean, people are creative. Man. I gotta give them credit. They're very creative.
That's real. That was Antonio Brown. He went to Disney World and got that painted on his torso.
You think it was an upcharge from the little person at the kiosk?
I would assume so.
It's a lot of paint.
Yeah,
My
exactly.
kids are waiting in line next. My kids want to get tiger stripes in the face after that.
5-gallon bucket.
Yep.
People are creative. Did you hear him?
Yeah.
People are creative. That's his first reaction.
They are.
Oh, it is amazing the world we live in. Let's keep living in it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, let's do a potential giveaway. Darius, I saw you warming up before the show started. It appears as if you are all the way dialed in.
You go, D-Bot.
Would you like to take a few shots for the fine people that are watching this program?
Let's do it.
Okay, Darius.
Come on,
J. Butler,
D-Bot.
the host of the Man to Man podcast, NFL matchups, and everything DB, which will be airing in 6 minutes on this here program. Darius Butler will attempt to make a shot into any of the holes out there.
What?
If he does that, we will give 10 people $500 who retweet this video, say something nice to somebody, and put their cash tag in there so we can pay them officially on Cash App. AJ, anything to say to Darius before he gives it a go for the fine people?
D-Bud does not need any help. This first one's going in. He knows it.
You go, D-Bot.
Let's go, D-Butt.
Oh, is that right?
Con it! Oh! We did
He
learn.
is dialed in.
He is dialed in. This is what every shot has looked like all day today. Before the show started, he was doing this, AJ. We're talking close, make, close,
make. He's dialed in today. Darius J. Butler noticed that it was an eighth of an inch low.
That was the one.
Look at Bill creeping. Look at Bill.
Billy Picks has entered the Thunderdome.
Boy, Bill.
See you, Bill. Top left corner.
That is a hole.
Hey, you still got footballs too. You still got footballs. You do what you made that shot.
No, you're thinking about it too much. Just shoot the ball like you did.
Are you thinking about throwing a chest pass into the bucket?
Dr. Pepper chest pass into the bucket.
I mean,
hey, you can one bounce, two if you'd like. It doesn't have to go straight in.
Oh, I thought you were going under the exit sign. That is a hole.
That was tough.
Where are we going now? Garbage can. Darius J. Butler.
Ooh.
Count it.
Hit the bear in the dome.
He did.
That counts too.
Oh.
What's
the tip?
Right in between the two. Right in between the two. Right. One was a little bit short. One was a little bit long. Darius Butler with the.
What's the
That thing
tip?
modulated,
What's the
Tom.
tip?
I don't think we can make that.
That doesn't count.
Could you imagine if we
Calculate
counted?
it.
You wouldn't want that.
You're right.
You wouldn't want that.
Make sure you calculate the thing.
I'm better than that. You're right.
We got a dorsal fin football. Last time it was thrown, a gash was taken out of the wall for 15 people to win $500. Darius J. Butler with the dorsal fin. Oh! Greatest dorsal fin thrower of all time.
I don't know if it was calibrated correctly.
It was calibrated correctly.
There was a lot of.
All right. Wasn't on tie, all right?
Tony.
Bringing up the rust.
Yeah. Yep. I think it's a movement.
See, that's the whenever you.
That's the difference.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right, you'll have another opportunity.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see it. Incredible attempts there.
Yeah.
I think you still should have shot the basketball at the
Yeah,
hoop
me
because
too.
you were dialed in.
You were.
Chest pass. I mean, that was just, I don't know.
Yeah,
bad, too.
but he just introduced a new one, I think.
That's what I mean on the last one.
No, it's a smart idea.
Wow.
I think it's a smart idea. Introduce a new way to win.
That's
Maybe
right.
on the first.
A one bouncer into the garbage can would be an impressive shot, and I think worthy of a giveaway.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he knew he's going to have another opportunity in the next hour.
Yep.
Let's go, Darius.
Oh, buddy.
Come on, D-Butt.
After everything, DB, that's something right.
Yeah.
Anything to say to him, like halftime speech, to get ready for the next time? AJ, you should sit on and think about?
Me, absolutely not. We heard Peyton. Peyton said he never made a halftime adjustment in 18 years. So D-Butt
That's
needs nothing.
bullshit.
Why
I
only
was
won
saying,
I saw
2
that.
Super Bowls.
It's fucking bullshit, Peyton. Because I done played against his ass for the second quarter and played against him in the third. And I had the red dot on me in the third. So I know you made some motherfucking adjustments.
Oh, so he's probably assuming that that's not an adjustment. You make an adjustment literally every single play. Is that what you think he's thinking?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
No, I do
Yeah, I
wonder.
think
No.
how he views adjustments are probably different than other people view
True,
adjustments.
yeah.
Like him seeing you and you being the red dot. He probably thought, oh, I can get hot here, and did. And he's like, well,
That fourth and 2 game at Lucas Oil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
First half we had them, that next half they came out buzzing. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it was just the fucking orange slices and then taking a piss.
I find it hard that he's never been went up to Reggie and was like, "Hey, instead of running it this way at halftime, let's run it this way for the second half."
I assume it's happening at halftime, but I think what's probably also happening is like every series they were
Changing.
doing. Like I think that's the type of offense they were running where they were calling plays at the line,
Mm-hmm.
So I think
You don't have to wait. They don't wait till halftime to make
No,
adjustments. He
there you
makes
go.
it instant, in the moment. Peyton's adjusting.
and I think he just assumes that's how it is everywhere.
How'd you
It
feel
is
about
not.
it, AJ? How'd you feel about halftime adjustments?
Never really too much you could do. I just tried to get in there and take a leak before the coach started speaking and get a couple oranges. But yeah, I mean, you could change little things, but I think it's true. Like when something's messed up, you get on the sidelines and you fix it right there. At least you attempt to. You don't really have to wait till halftime.
I used to make a lot of adjustments at halftime. Got that full field again, just like I thought Meyer was going to do the other night.
man.
Because he needed it. I've never seen somebody need halftime kicks more than that guy. Because there's been games where I needed it, where like first one not good. Oh, the wind must have done something different here. So I'm using halftime as like, all right, I got to figure that. Like, I'm making adjustments. No, like I'm just I'm trying to learn the fucking thing. So that's what I thought Maher was going to do at halftime. I thought because he clearly was just like leaving it wide open.
It's tough.
And then he came back and fucking closed one, and I'm like, all right, halftime, this guy will get it figured out.
Yeah.
He missed the next one after that.
And no thought to move the ball to the middle, though. There's just never.
Yeah, I don't know what that deal is. I remember whenever that rule was made, the 33-yard extra point.
Yeah.
The conversation was, where are you going to do the extra point from? And they had stats and analytics for Vinny in his career, how he was on each hash and in the middle and stuff like that. but he rarely kicked from the middle ever because in the NFL, like especially with the way Peyton was running the offense and their whole thing, and Tom, they were on like hashes pretty much all the time. Like,
Super Bowl kicks.
Middle's a weird place to kind of kick from if you're on a hash all the time. So his stats from the middle were nowhere near it. And I remember us having a convo with a couple people and then like just quickly being like, no, we're going from the fucking middle. Yeah. What do we even, you pull a little bit, you push a little bit. And I think I had a little bit more say in that because I was a kicker. And it was like middle, you can miss both. You can miss a little left, you can miss a little right. It's like you have a much wider option there. But there's some guys whose miss is always a push.
That seems easier. Like I guess to non-kickers.
What, the middle?
Yeah, in the middle.
Well, Prater talked about, right, that one day he just started kicking it and it was...
Started fading a little bit.
It was just fading, so he's like, okay, I guess I'm just kicking fades.
We're going to move the extra point over to the left hash, and I'm just going to kick the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the middle made sense, but also I think a lot of people are scared to do it because you don't kick from the middle often.
Right.
But if you kick from the middle every extra point, all of a sudden you're kicking...
From the middle often.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Vinny was fucking unbelievable. That guy's 40-some years old, almost going with a perfect season. We missed one in Tennessee. Should have had a perfect year. That's the only one. I think Gary Anderson did it during the regular season for the Vikings, I think. We should have had it.
What's the threshold? You have to make like 25, 30 to get there?
Yeah, probably 25 plus, I'd assume. What do you think? That seems like enough.
Yeah, 25, 25. It's a good season.
Vinny was hitting like fucking 50-yarders too.
Yeah.
Like 48-yarders, 47-yarders. Like we see a lot of these like 35-yarders. You see a guy go 4 for 4 long a 38 or whatever.
Yeah.
38 is considered a rather
chip shot
for NFL guys. Vinny was having like fucking 49 yards every week, like 49, 51, 52. I'm like, this dude's old too, like just fucking murdering.
I bet he could kick a 75-yarder now by the looks of him.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what he's doing. Because congrats to Vinny, by the way. He's on the FanDuel team.
Go, Vinny.
Yeah.
Oh, Vinny.
I had a little bit of a heads up whenever they were shooting that it was taking place, but I'm excited about that. Him and Gronk, he was training Gronk to kick a kick of destiny live during the Super Bowl commercial. Rob Gronkowski coming out of retirement to kick a field goal to win $10 million in bets for people that are on FanDuel. Vinatieri's training him. Is Gronk in there in the Vinatieri gym?
He must be. In the commercial, nice little
Are they
montage.
kicking in Arizona? Is it going to be on the field in Arizona or somewhere else running live?
I don't know. It's a great question.
How far is the kick?
Yeah, Rihanna's was the holding it.
Oh, while she's singing "We Found Love."
She's gonna. That's gonna be a banger.
Unbelievable.
Right?
Oh yeah,
It's going to be unbelievable.
No, ASAP Rocky.
So pumped.
ASAP Rocky. Posner will be holding it for her. I hope he is. Need his positivity out there for the kick of destiny for Gronk.
Positivity. Oh. Yeah.
What if
Shut
Gronk
the fuck
misses
up
it?
and kick the ball? That's what Posner would say.
He wanted to have a moment with that.
I like Posner. I'm just
No,
telling you what
don't.
I
You
heard.
don't.
No, you
Hate to
don't.
see
I
you
was
don't.
there.
You got design shades
Yes.
to hide your face. You
You're cooler than me.
Is that Lou Holt singing Mike Posner?
A little bit. I hate Posner. I think he stinks. I've been holding that in. I'm glad I fucking didn't go to the ESPN party. I would have been pissed if I would have got there and hey, we got a special surprise. Mike Posner's performing. I would have fucking walked home. Posner performed like maybe within a stone's throw of my apartment in college. Free concert, my sophomore year. I said, fuck it, I'm not going. That stayed in my apartment.
You gave him no opportunity. You didn't even give the guy a chance.
I heard the whole thing. I said, "Oh yeah, all these songs fucking stink. I'm glad I didn't go stand over there."
What's this guy?
I get no disrespect.
What?
Ibiza is
None taken.
Thank you, AJ.
AJ speaking for Posner.
Yeah, right.
I wasn't there either, so I can't say anything.
Foxy, what's his deal, dude?
Ty wasn't there. If Ty was there, it would have completely changed his
I
mind.
agree.
That's how good the
I
performance
doubt
was.
it. I saw video
understand.
footage.
Yeah,
I saw video footage.
No, you saw Bruce's
Not the
performance.
same.
You didn't see
It would've
Posner's.
Yeah, that was awesome. I wish I would have been there for that for sure. But same Posner. Yep. I mean, you give me $100, I might go, maybe.
Oh, you're getting paid to go to this thing?
Well, that's the only way you're getting me through the doors.
It's a gig for Ty.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
Exactly. You want me to act like I enjoy it? Give me $1,000 cash, and I'll gladly, bop my head up and down.
Hey, your restraint is fantastic because we've talked about Posner a lot.
Oh, I know.
Multiple times.
I know.
Today was the day.
Yeah, I just said, fuck it. I'm tired of acting like I like Posner. Because I don't.
I like Posner. I'd like Posner to know that there's
like him.
none of that in there. AJ likes him. Foxy loves him.
I like him.
I shouldn't say because I don't know the man.
You can't back up.
But
now.
no. I can't fucking stand his music.
That's fair.
So
Music's
Separate the
good.
art from the artist.
is
It's
it?
subjective. It's true.
Is it? I couldn't name you a song outside of fucking Ibiza and the other one, Cooler
Yes.
Than Me. I couldn't.
A bees is awesome.
You don't know "Bury Me in Detroit"?
Thank
I
you.
Banger.
don't.
It's a banger.
I
Is that where he's
bet.
from?
What about
Oh, he
Move
went-
On?
He went to Duke.
He's from Detroit.
No, that's fucking Mike Stud.
Yeah, I thought that was Kanye.
Duke. Who went to Duke?
Mike
Mike
Stud.
Stud, dude.
This is unbelievable. I'm pulling up his top.
Posner went to Duke.
Macklemore.
Did he really?
Macklemore?
They both went to
Posner.
Duke?
He was signed by
Posner.
Jay-Z. He was signed by Jay-Z, right?
Who, Poser?
Yeah. I
How,
think.
how long after that did he cut his ass?
Well,
2 months.
Listen. All right, so I took a pill in Ibiza.
Obviously,
Yeah,
that
bees
is a banger.
Huh?
Yes, that is a banger. I said that is a banger.
Okay. Not everybody has a banger that could touch that song, right?
I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but
Yeah,
you know,
Really?
20 off the top of my head.
It's a banger.
it is a banger. No two ways about it.
Now, and we did say at the concert, if he would have played Ibiza
8 times.
straight,
It's
Yep.
not fucking levels.
well, Avicii is a different level.
Yeah, R.I.P. maybe.
Cooler Than Me featuring Big Sean.
Okay.
2 songs. That's 3 songs together here.
I don't particularly think "Cooler Than Me" is a good song.
Yeah, it's not.
I know it. I've heard it. I wouldn't say it's a banger by any stretch of the imagination.
Amen.
All right. Let's get to a break. Sorry about that, Posner, man.
Again, no disrespect,
Good
Posner.
list.
As a man, I'm sure you're. I love his Instagram.
He actually, you hate all his music, right?
Yeah.
So he has a song called He Can Write a Song, though. Like, he can write a good song. That's one of his songs.
Make you fall
It's a
in
good song.
love, but yeah, I mean, he
Yeah.
used it and "Cooler Than Me." I get it.
It's awesome. Hey, Posner, got bit by a rattlesnake. You didn't see it.
I did see that.
You almost died.
I know.
Walking
Walking across the country like
Yeah.
Forrest Gump. That was cool.
Did
He's
he
a
suck
sti-
the venom out? How'd he live?
Peed on it.
He went to the hospital.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
how it
his,
works.
his sax player,
Lee Corso.
Lee.
Oh, Lee Corso got it out?
All right.
Yeah. I think
This
he
is
climbed
Lee.
Everest once, too.
Yep.
Thanks, Lee.
Yep.
He went over and did Wim Hof with Steve Weatherford, who
Yeah.
we all know.
Damn right.
He didn't climb Everest.
Damn, I didn't watch his.
He did.
He did, Tony.
Thank you,
He
Tony.
did.
Yeah, he
Kilimanjaro,
did.
did.
too, I heard.
I watched a documentary on that. He ain't climbing it.
What'd you just say?
Kilimanjaro. He climbed that as well. I think he
thought you
climbed
said
all
he-
like the seven.
I thought he
the
said
seven highest
killed
mountains.
Denardo.
Yeah.
I thought you said he
heard
killed
that, too.
Denardo.
Yeah.
Don't throw that out there. No.
I was about to say, that's a jive turkey situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Legit.
Killed Denardo. Stopped him.
It's a new one.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It's a
I
new
haven't
Denardo
seen
pick?
this one
Shit.
before.
Kind of looks like a Sith Lord.
Oh, man.
Hey, Joe. Rest
Love
in
you,
peace, Joe. Thank you for what
44
you did.
degrees.
Thank you, Joe.
This is one of those days that he probably told AQ. Probably don't go golf today. And then maybe that storm broke in the hills of Pittsburgh. And AQ didn't get a chance to golf on a Wednesday because Denardo was a little bit off trying to save him from getting electrocuted by lightning.
Boo-hoo.
This guy's the best that ever did it.
Was Denardo the one in the elephant picture that Nick sent me?
All right, let's get to a break. Probably.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
But he's reading the Doppler in heaven as we
He
speak.
is Doppler.
Oh, yeah.
Had the Doppler on his mouse pad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Beast.
That's because that's when he first started marketing it. Those are his mouse pads. He was selling them
And when
50
he
cents.
moves his hand over, it doesn't the Doppler move.
Yeah, he created the Doppler.
I apologize. Apparently, he did make it to the top.
Miss you, Joe.
Was he carried?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, dude.
It's Mike
climbed
fucking
Everest.
Posner.
He was
Did
with
he really?
He was yes. He was with Steve Weatherford, Wim Hof. They were sitting in frozen lakes together.
He
I
trained
seen
for
it.
a long time.
Yeah, I think it was part of the whole walking across the country thing.
Well, he should have made a song about it.
I think he has a whole album.
Those Sherpas don't get enough credit. I just wanted
right.
that to be known.
They just run up and down that thing all year.
They haul everything.
They save a lot of people too.
Yeah.
You watched the doc?
Yeah.
What was it called?
Jake Gyllenhaal climbs Everest.
Yeah, it's called Everest.
All right.
Good movie.
We're back in 5 with Everything DB on this incredibly insightful Wednesday. Honestly, this is one of our best ones of all time.
Hell yeah.
There'll be another chance for a giveaway later from Darius, but that'll come after his Everything DB segment, which will be electrifying. And then we'll take this thing home on this glorious January 18th already. Already January 18th.
Wow.
Let's enjoy it. Be a friend, tell a friend. Take 5.
We're talking hockey. Raldy and Rupp are talking hockey.
That was the first time I found out it was Mario Brothers. That's all. Growing up, like everybody called it Mario Bros. You know, that was just
Once you're called the fucking king of New York, you didn't feel like you had to dress at a higher level.
What I love about New York is however you want to dress, however you want to, who you want to be, you just blend in, and it's so comfortable.
This is an organization in Arizona that wasn't paying their fucking bills earlier in the season.
Again, he's not trying to square off with Cats because no one.
Someone didn't pay the electric bill around here.
Fucking bum.
Where are you at? Away from the dungeon? What is that? You got the bricks in the back.
The fuck's going on?
Is this a fucking Saw? Is this a Saw movie, dude?
Yeah.
Where's fucking Jigsaw?
Do you want to play a game?
Hey, boss. Thanks for talking.
Hey.
You said you swept the Stars. That kind of shut me up. For the rest of the show.
Not one of my finest moments or proudest moments or whatever you want to call it, but I tell you one thing. It's infamous in the sense that I go into schools and young kids will come up to me and they go, "Oh, you really gave it to Bellows." And I got to oh, kid,
Yes.
you know, that was computer generated.
Get into the Blues alumni kind of unofficially / officially. They gave me one of these bad boys.
Oh, look at that. Got you one of
I feel
these.
pretty.
Look at that thing.
That's
What?
Huh?
We're winning the fucking Stanley Cup. The Red Wings are almost as bad as Fox internet service right Whoa! there. The Bruins are getting fucking ran out of town tonight. Your biggest luck, I got it. And Ty knows, even though he might be Mark Stoner in this thing, the Vegas Golden Knights fucking stink. Texas, what's that known for? WrestleMania's coming to town? Mania's coming to town? Not the goddamn Dallas Stars. Let's go, Pens. We can't lose with 7 in the stands. Now,
Hey, great haircut. Good to meet you finally.
great. You know, we're
Yeah,
just
I love
outside in the chair.
I love it.
It's as simple as this, okay? You gotta have fuck you in the game.
Oh, yeah.
And if you don't, you're missing something.
I said, "Sir, if I could just speak up on his behalf, this is like the second greatest player ever." And Mario turned and looked at me and goes, "Second? Behind who?"
All 4 of those guys aren't rolling, or it's not enough to win one round. This is supposed to be a team good enough to win a cup. We're talking about one friggin' round.
Aaron Burrows told me, and he said this to Henrik Lundqvist's face at dinner. He goes, "Henky, you know how they did the renovation at the Garden for $1 billion? It's all you, bro. It's all you being in the net. $1 billion renovation at the Garden, paid for in 5 years. It wasn't because the Knicks were in the playoffs. It's because the Rangers went on all those runs, and the stud on the team, among several, was their goalie, Henrik Lundqvist."
Gino, honestly, he's one of the funniest guys you can be around, and he probably busted my chops more than anybody. Why are you so slow? You old. Like, he would look up like my old contracts and be like, "What? No, you're no good."
Thanks for having me on. This was good hockey.
Let me tell a tale about this little blue can. Inside there's a nectar love from here to Japan. It's a vibe, it's a time, ice cold over lime, so sublime. This shit is divine. It's the beer of choice when you wanna rejoice. Hey yo boys, what's the noise? Hey yo boys, what's the noise? Well, us and Bud Light have made it a fish. We bring the stoogery, they bring delish. Feels like a genie just granted us a wish. Cause for all of us, it was love at first sip. Now be a bud, tell a bud to grab some Bud Lights. Go and Drizzly Code is what? $5 off tonight. Go and Drizzly Code is what? $5 off tonight. Cause
Cause if you're living life right and you're drinking Bud Light and you wake up in the morning and you fight the good fight, then you're doing A-okay, doing A-okay. Matter of fact, you're doing great no matter what they say. Now, be a bud, tell a bud to grab some Bud Lights. Go and drizzle coat is wide, $5 off tonight. $5 off tonight.
Wide.
Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show on Winter Wednesday, January 18th.
Hell yeah.
Today's show is presented by Bud Light.
Wide.
Easy to drink.
Wide.
Easy to enjoy.
Wide.
Bud Light is the official beer of the Pat McAfee Show, and they're bringing the heat for their first national program with us.
Hell yeah.
Bud Light, listen to this because this is crazy, AJ. Bud Light is sending one lucky fan to Super Bowl 57.
Holy shit.
And guess what?
The Super
What's
Bowl?
that? They're not just sending them there
No.
to watch from the stands.
No.
Where are they watching from?
It's including a first ever on-field post-game experience.
What?
Like we were for the mega thing.
Bingo. Like we were post-field on the national championship
And on the Peach Bowl.
when the confetti was falling.
And we grabbed the newspaper. We actually got the newspaper
Yeah.
that they were handing out with the
That's
confetti.
cool. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
And Bud Light's doing that for Super Bowl 57. All you have to do is tweet with the hashtag Bud Light Selly Sweeps, okay? And the hashtag Easy to Enjoy. That's TO, not the number 2, like man to man.
You see?
See how they get confusing?
See that?
Yeah, it does.
Well, and you guys didn't even do TO. You just did capital T.
So it's EASYTO.
ENJOY.
Got it.
With the other hashtag, Bud Light Selly, CELLY, Sweeps, with a video showing us how you'd celebrate after winning the Super Bowl.
Okay, fascinating. So this is something that's actually happening.
This is actually happening, yes.
Okay, and they were doing this with or without us. They didn't create this for us, but this is their thing.
Yes.
This is a pretty sick potential opportunity here.
Yeah, it's awesome. Just make that video, use the 2 hashtags, and you know what? Maybe your Selly looks a little bit like, Big Mike in the locker room.
Oh, and he was doing the...
With a bunch of chains on.
He was doing the Leo.
Exactly. Maybe, Kirk Chains when they were on the Jets when they were still winning.
This with the running.
Doing
maybe
the
the
cool.
Zach Wilson and draft pick.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that one. Maybe doing
Maybe
the gritty.
AB. Does AB send a video?
Antoine Bethea, I do not think will.
He didn't send one.
No, Antonio Brown.
I'm not sure. Maybe he could probably. I think it's open for everybody. You got to be 21 or older. Maybe I would assume.
I assume that, but it doesn't
They're
say
gonna get some weird
that.
videos in there for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure if your Sally video is like AB's and you just want to show off what you're working with,
Right?
go ahead. I don't know.
Don't
if you're
shake
gonna
your
win.
head, Effie. I see you shaking.
Oh
your
yeah,
head.
duct tape at least 2 Bud Light cans together. Though,
Yeah,
for
that would be.
accuracy.
Yeah, and then if you have someone drinking the Bud Light,
Not side by side on top.
No,
of one
yeah, on
another.
top of one another.
Actually, it's pretty accurate.
No, yeah, I know. That's life,
Who's voting?
life size.
Who's voted? Do we find out who is voting? They got to pick one.
Do we get to vote on the video?
yeah, I think they're
I don't want to
only picking
vote. I do not want to vote. You want to vote? AJ just went on the record.
I'd like to see some of the submissions. I would.
You want to be on the record or off the record for this vote, real quick?
I'll be on the record.
Would you want to be one of the voters for this? I would not want to be one of the voters for this.
No way.
If they could compile like the top 50 videos, yeah, I'll be a voter.
Yeah, but how do you know those are the top 50 in your
Right.
eyes and their eyes?
Bingo.
It's a whole thing. You got to commit to it
Well,
fully.
just depends. I got to trust. Okay, then send me all the videos. I'll do it.
Okay, well, I don't know if we have, I think Bud Light will probably have to make that decision, but I do like the fact that you signed up to judge that because the best Selly will be able to Selly on the field post-Super Bowl.
Yeah, no big deal. Confetti falling, Super Bowl 57, possibly the best.
Do you know how much
Super Bowl
money
of
they had
all
to pay
time.
for that credential?
Oh my God.
That's why we had to buy the field suite because we couldn't get everybody credentialed because they were like, nope. That's college football playoff committee, obviously college football. The NFL has that thing locked down.
Oh, yeah.
All the way. Congrats
But
to
then
whoever
that guy comes and steals Tom Brady's jersey a few times, though, so you can't say it's completely locked down.
That's right.
Yeah, you're right.
In the locker room.
Couple times? That
Yeah,
guy
but he was actually like a media member from like Mexico or something, wasn't it? So like
He
he was
was
credentialed.
Yeah.
I took a picture with that guy after our Super Bowl. He was on the field. My brother
Oh.
said there's some clip popped up of him, and we were right there with him.
What, he told you to play and you said that's awesome, then you gave him a little bit more of a tip. You actually need to go back here to the right. Is that what took place?
No, he was trying to get Aaron's jersey. I was like, I don't know, pal. He's going to be out here for a while doing a lot of interviews. You have to wait around.
Oh, so this was a move by this guy.
No, I made that up. No, I didn't even know anything about him. My brother sent me a clip a couple years later. I said, that guy was right
I was
here.
going to say, if that was the case, you at the Packers game, it might have been a different Packer alumni who used to play there.
Hey, Super Bowl is cool.
Pretty awesome. Can't imagine being on the sidelines after the game. Are you kidding me? It'd be great.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Sick.
Ooh, that was a good one.
That was a good one. Let's move on to a great thing.
Hell yeah.
You know the enemy of great? Good.
That's right.
Because people get complacent once they get good.
Yep.
Very rarely do people continue to try to get great and then achieve maybe legendary status at things. So you can't get complacent when it's good. You got to continue to strive to get better. Ain't that right?
Goddamn right.
And that's what this segment has done literally every single week.
What?
Started out great.
Yeah.
Top tier.
Oh, my God. Only way you can go is Dahn from here, pal. Sorry about it. Long season. What a tough way to start this whole thing out. Expectations are going to be high. And what did he do? Each week just came in banger. After banger.
Wide.
After banger.
Wide.
After banger.
Wide.
Shout out to Sheamus and Drew McIntyre.
Wide. And Birch.
I don't know if Danny's with him. It is now time for Everything DB with Darius Butler.
Danny boy!
Let's go.
Hey, you made us smarter this year and better this year. We appreciate you for that.
Thank you, D.
Appreciate you guys.
Also, all pro teams going to be needed from you Super Bowl week.
Oh, okay. That'll give me enough time.
Yep.
Give me enough time.
Couple weeks. Are you judging it on the season or the whole year? I think it's all year.
Like playoffs included? That's not fair.
Why not?
What do you mean? Most
mean,
important football.
You know, guy like Patrick Surtain didn't
Oh,
make the
yeah.
playoffs.
Jack
Because
Jones.
Player. A lot
they
of great
didn't
players
ride.
out there that maybe on shitty teams.
Okay, so we'll have two different ones.
Minka.
Okay.
Because AQ's got to do this as well.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Chuck Pagano's got to do this as well. AJ's doing it.
Yep.
I'm going to do
They're
it.
doing
Who's
it,
Chuck
yeah.
doing?
All the
Chuck's
coaches.
doing the whole team.
Oh, okay.
And he is picking his coaches,
Yep.
too.
Coaches is
Whole thing.
Full staff.
Offense coordinator, defense coordinator.
All the way to
Ooh,
training.
That's good.
First string, second string for both of those.
Head trainer.
So you got teams?
Me?
You doing the teams or every-
Yeah, I think so. I'm going 5 deep, though.
No
You know
big
what I mean?
deal.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah, well, that's because I don't want to judge anybody. Tough years for some people, but they did great.
Yeah.
Tough situations, not fantastic. It's not easy to be as good. You know what I mean? It's going to be tough to put together your team, I think.
It is, but you know, no excuses, no explanations, man.
Yeah, like Stonehouse.
Showed up, you fucking played, you balled. Sauce Gardner, he'll be on one of the all-pro teams.
Whoa, tease
Okay.
a little bit of tease.
Whoa, spoiler
congrats
alert.
to Sauce.
See
You
that?
did it,
Okay.
Sauce.
All right, Sauce.
Hey.
Good dog.
AJ, do you want to give away somebody that maybe made your all-pro team, AJ's all-pro team?
I don't have to give anyone away. I think everybody knows how big a fan of Fred Warner I am.
Whoa, congratulations.
Fred Warner.
Fred Warner.
Congrats, Minka.
A lot of great ones, though.
All right,
Mika had a great year.
Jack Jones.
let's dive into it. Everything DB with
Let's
Darius.
get to it. From Wild Card Weekend, obviously this was one of the best games of the weekend. Tell of two halves for this quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. Kind of came into his own, though, in the second half. 4 interceptions, 4 touchdowns. This is one of those first half interceptions. One of Asante Samuel Jr.'s 3 first half interceptions, which was crazy. So a lot of their passing game in the first half was a lot of in-breaking routes, and obviously the team had to beat on. First one, I believe, was a tip pass across the middle.
Twice.
Asante jumped this dig route that we're going to see from the point to be this tight end, and then it was a another crossing route that Asante Samuel picked off from a cover 2 flat defender. Now this is a quarters coverage. From this bunch route, you're going to get a dig. A lot of in-breaking routes. And Asante Samuel Jr. is all over. This backside safety actually almost gets a hand on it too. But Trevor Lawrence wasn't scared. He was making his reads. He was believing his reads, stepping into it and making his throws. You'll see it right here. So right now, see Christian Kirk going across the field. He's already anticipating his break with outside leverage. Unbelievable play by this young second-year corner, Asante Samuel Jr. Boom. Great job. Aggressive at the break point.
Oh,
yeah.
What a catch.
An unbelievable catch. Great ball skills, just like his pops. Once again, an unbelievable play by Asante Samuel Jr. This is a tight end, too. So that's a big body from a smaller corner to beat him to that spot. That's a very, very impressive play.
Good instincts. Huh?
Great instincts.
Brought up in the game.
Understands the goals. Trevor Lawrence, so you said confidence.
Yeah, so running back to the beginning, so when you see young quarterback, and it's something that as a DB, especially when I moved to safety, the first thing I would look at is quarterbacks, and with all these guys that are left, they all basically read the entire field. He starts his full progression. He goes from the left and he goes all the way back to the right, in rhythm, steps into it and makes a throw. Obviously, this corner makes an incredible play right here, but you keep repeating this process. You see him full field scan, good throw, and just an unbelievable play from the DB.
Oh, that's a gutsy throw, isn't it? He's trying to really squeeze in that window.
Yeah, and you trust your tight end, you trust your big body to beat whoever that DB is to that spot. You just throw it to. A lot of the times you're throwing his timing, you're throwing it to a spot. So that's what he did there.
So we don't think this is a shit ball here from Trevor.
I don't think so. I think it's like AJ just mentioned. It's definitely a risk, but it's going to be a lot of risky balls. It's going to be a lot of tight coverage. That's the men's league.
How come this guy keeps saying that he's overthrowing balls?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's AQ, not you. AQ.
Mr. Crossing Route.
Yeah, AQ says he misses 3 yards. This guy's missing. That's what AQ's saying. A lot of guys do, right?
It's a bad miss. Yeah, it was a bad miss, but that happens. Happens to the best of them. We saw Mahomes with a bad miss a few weeks ago going across his body. So
Josh Allen,
young kid, second year, playoffs, like big time. And then we'll get to it, how he bounced back. So this was actually 28 seconds left in the second quarter. So this is right before the half, where they obviously needed a touchdown here. Christian Kirk obviously made a lot of noise in this offseason when he signed his deal and balled out. He's going to be doubled, so he's going to take 2 guys. And then AJ, I'm sure, AJ, you've seen this route a ton. A guy coming at the middle linebacker and then going up the field. So that's what Evan Ingram does at this point. He's had a hell of a year, too. Yeah. After, kind of flaming out early on. He's found his home here. He comes running at the middle linebacker, and he just goes straight up the field. Once again, confidence in his read, accurate throw, bing, bing. And then Christian Kirk, who was the key to this defensive secondary, he takes 2 guys, which makes that read even cleaner for Trevor Lawrence.
Was it at this point you kind of started pooping your pants a little bit as a Chargers fan?
You know what? No. This was huge. This was big because, momentum, and I think Jacksonville got the ball back in the second half as well. So and if you were watching the game, everything was going. It was kind of like that Vikings game when they were up on the Colts. Like it was a muff punt. Like everything was just going wrong. And you get into halftime and you say, all right, they played their best ball. We played our shittiest ball. Let's get back to it. So when you have a touchdown like this going into the half, this is huge.
Dude, he thought he had it.
Yeah, he's a zone dropper, so he's there. And that's a good route. That route is designed for him to be patient, run at the middle linebacker, and then go straight up the field. High ball, go up there and get it, big fella. Going right back to the guy that he threw the interception on. And now this play, it was a ton of plays you could have found. But this one right here, I like this right here. This lets him know you got confidence. You got confidence in what you see. You're obviously prepared, and you're definitely not scared. So he sees something from this defense. He sees a look. And we talk about it all the time. When you put speed at 3, when you put especially when it's your best receiver, you put your best receiver at 3, that always impacts the defense. Whatever coverage you're playing, it could be cover 3, cover 4, cover 2, whatever coverage that is, that's going to be a problem when you have speed at 3. So he knows one of these DBs, so on this instance, it's going to be Derwin James. He's going to be locked in on Christian Kirk running this, what he anticipates is a crossing route. But he's going to run and stop and hook up. And Zay Jones from the slot is actually going to run this cross route. And as soon as he clears this second level, he's literally going to put his head down and just run to the end zone. And Trevor Lawrence makes this read, but he makes his read pre-snap. Like when he's doing all this shit, he knows exactly what's coming right now. Run it, pause it right now. So right now, Derwin's, he's going to stop and take Christian Kirk, and this guy is literally just going to put his head down, haul ass to the end zone, and he's going to drop a dot on him.
Oh, shit.
Oh, gorgeous.
Did you see him put his actual head down?
Yeah.
Like, that's out of a
Took
movie.
off. Yeah, like, gotta go. Like, because he sees shit. It's nothing. When he got this check at the line, when Trevor Lawrence check, everyone knew on that offense, hey, this is the one. This is what we practiced for. This is what we saw. We got 13 at 3. He's going to eat up this backside safety, whoever it is. I'm going to run like I'm running across and just stop. And once again, we're in the alumni section, too. This is where we alert shot early down. And this is just, dialed it up. Doug Peterson dialed it up.
30-20.
Jeez. Like, literally, let me dig a little bit and then put that head back. But that was, a great play.
They're fucking crushing it down there,
Yeah,
dude.
they're awesome.
I don't think anybody on earth expects them to go win it either. Like, even them. So it's already been a successful season. Off-season's amazing. Vibes are so high.
Yeah.
We can invest. We can spend money. We can build on this forever.
Yeah.
What a good time to be a Jacksonville Jaguar.
Also, knowing they have Calvin Ridley already next year, like this offense, how much better it's going to be.
Yeah, a lot of weapons, man. Shit, ETN, obviously he ended the game. AQ showed you guys that yesterday, but he's an unbelievable weapon. You get some more depth there, continue to build across your offensive line. It could be.
And Trevor is a guy. Right?
He's a guy. He's a dude.
They have 1-year contracts, too, on this team, so they will have money to spend.
It shows you how important, obviously we know coaching is important, but like this guy could have easily, if they stayed with Urban Meyer, they could have easily, this guy 3 years in, we could have been calling him a bust because of what was just going on organizationally. But you got to, you bring in Doug Peterson, he comes in and it's in a damn divisional round going up there.
How do you feel about Doug and his visor? Right? Does he have a visor?
Yeah, he's got a visor. His cool
his
hair.
hair's good.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect for a Florida team.
Yeah.
Yep.
Trevor Lawrence also respects him because of his hair, he said.
He said that?
No. But you could see him saying that.
Trevor said 20 of them are at Waffle House.
Yeah.
They made a reservation.
You got to go to Waffle House deep. Good move. Smart move, Trevor.
Yeah, can't go in there alone. He'll get taken over.
Let's go there with 2-3 people. Brock Purdy. Now, this system, man, they got it rolling. And Brock Purdy has it rolling, too. He obviously does a lot of things improv with his feet, with his athleticism, but you run it back a little bit. This is just a fake. They're going to fake toss this thing, obviously pre-snap motion as well with Juice, and fake toss it to C-Mac, and you're going to get a crossing route from Debo. It's covered 3 on the back end, but all these guys, watch this backside down safety, how he reacts to this fake toss. Just watch how long it takes him to realize that it's a play-action pass.
Oh, no.
Oh,
shit. No,
So pause it. So now you got Debo already passed. So this is the only player backside that can take this guy because obviously this backside corner is taken by Brandon Ayuk with his deep route. So by the time Brock Purdy, he just has to flip his hips and throw this ball before this backside defender gets to him, which he does. But it's not, this is not one of those plays where it's like, oh my God, this is an amazing play. Just a guy just doing his job. But the fake toss, the little pre-snap motion with Juice in the backfield, the fake toss to C-Mac. Obviously, you see the influence that it had on the run defense, and then you get the ball in Debo's hands, blocking his ass off downfield, and then run it back a little bit. For this free safety, it's tough because you got to make a decision. Okay, do I go over the top and then just trust my linebacker to run Debo down and tackle him from back here, or do I trust my corner? Now, as a corner, Coach Port, for the corner, you got to send it back inside at this point.
Where's your help?
Yeah, you got to send it back inside. You got 1, 2, 3 guys that could potentially tackle him if you make him cut it back. Young corner, rookie corner, you got to win that matchup and at least force him to go back inside. Because right now, when he gets to boundary, you're still getting blocked, getting held. You're going to get held at DB. That's just going to happen. DB coach just tell you, hey, just don't fucking let him hold you.
Different gear.
And, he put it on the gear. Obviously, Debo's fully healthy. But, great play design and obviously great execution. And then you put the ball in your playmaker's hands.
Hey, it all gets sucked up, AJ.
That's what Christian McCaffrey will do for it. And, their whole run game in general is just crazy.
That's a damn good safety, too.
Yeah, their O-line and their run game feels like
look
they're
at
unbelievable at sucking up linebackers.
Look at that, man.
Yeah.
And a scheme.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shanahan sucks up linebackers like there's no tomorrow.
Oh, innuendo.
What?
That's why AJ loves
I'm
Shanahan so
strictly
much.
saying
football.
Yeah.
I do
don't
like
even know
Shanahan.
what you guys are talking about.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Brock at least stopping and flipping his hips early, not floating. Good for him.
Yep.
Some guys might just keep floating and get almost. They wouldn't really have their feet set to throw that.
And also, he goes this way, too.
Yeah, exactly.
He floats back almost, AJ.
He buys himself time. Yeah, It's nice.
It is smart. That's athlete space, spatial awareness.
This dude I bet he played 2 or 3, 4 sports growing up.
For sure. Running back all the way to the beginning. Just watch this pre-snap. It looks like nothing, but AJ would know better than I would. Like all these little fucking movements and shit. It causes something, some type of thinking, some type of communication for these linebackers.
Because you know something's coming. Yeah,
Yep.
you know something's coming every play. You just don't know exactly what movement you're going to get on this one. So, are we going to have to change the line? We have to full reset. What are we going to do? And then just every play they got you thinking.
Yeah.
And with how mobile he is, like even if there was someone covering him, if he could probably still get around this D end, right?
You know what's interesting, and you guys know football better than me. It almost feels like Shanahan's fishing right now. And with this guy, hey, pay attention, okay, to this guy. And he just gets him to fucking what? He runs all the way over here, all the way to the back, and then he's got everybody's attention, then he goes this way. Because if you talk to like AQ breaking down the Niners run game, he's like, wherever Juszczyk's going is normally where the point of contact is going to be. Like such a good so much setting up for all of this shit that's taking place. And they already got it all the framework in there because film, everybody knows they can run it. Like they're set up forever now.
Yeah. You got and shit. They ran for 150 yards plus, and I think every start that Brock Purdy's had, so that fucking helps too. So you got to try to stop the run game. And they have it's not like a fake. They run a toss off this play. They ran a toss pass off this play, and then like AJ said, like flipping your hips, making that throw. It looks routine. It looks easy. But
he's trash.
That's a part of it.
Anybody could do what he's doing. That's what people are saying.
Oh yeah, some of the throws.
I like him.
I love him.
He's in a great situation, obviously, but he's making plays. The Elijah Williams touchdown, that was all him.
And this is his second half touchdown too, right? So they probably set up the first half with 5 or 6 of those plays and then just save that one.
Young boy Lenore out there at corner, cover 3 once again, run a lot of zone coverage. But this title Lockett too, good receiver, obviously. Anticipating this in the deep third, open hips, anticipating the break at the break point. Get out of his break and then make the play on it. Ooh, great drop by that running back real quick. That's a tough play. Whenever you're open at that corner position, that's usually the route that you're actually okay giving up in that coverage. Like a coach be like, okay, that just beats the coverage. It helps also
because you got everything here.
Yeah,
Greenlaw curl flat. You're right, D-Bot.
It helps also. Running back actually got to get Fred Warner, got to get AJ's guy too, because you're going to get this play action. And just watch. Let's watch Fred Warner first, and then we'll get up to Greenlaw, and then we'll get up to the corner. But just watch his reaction. Play action. Nope, not that. Where's DK Metcalf?
He's not fooled.
Where's DK Metcalf?
So fast.
Like I know where DK Metcalf lined up. Where is he?
And he feels the O lineman too. He can feel the O lineman aren't firing out. So he's like, "Yep, pass. Here we go. Boom. Right to my coverage."
No wasted movement.
Man,
he's already locked in.
Yeah. Then he's got
Greenlaw though. Doesn't Greenlaw make that corner feel a lot safer being up high on this because he's underneath it and going to force a high ball?
Yeah. So if you just let it play, Pat, you'll see the same thing with him. He gets a little jump up, but then he gets his width and his depth.
Yeah, right there. That depth right there. He got to. Man.
Yeah, and then a great job by the corner, obviously, at the top of the route, getting out of there efficiently and then making a play on the ball.
See that burst by Greenlaw? Jeez. When he decided to go vertical,
man,
that dude got into another gear.
All these dudes, man, are special in the second level. All of them. Honestly, they all could have been fucking Pro Bowlers this year.
Damn.
So 17, is that how many yards that was? 17 yards downfield when he cut back?
Yeah, first and 10, right?
Yeah, so this is the line of scrimmage.
So is that normal? At what point do you think it's only a go?
It depends on the system. So this system, you're running. Some teams will run 14-yard comes back. Some teams will run 18. Some can fucking run them at 20-something, depending on who the quarterback is. So, so this is a great job playing that break point and knowing what offense you're playing and where those break points are. Through that 5 to 7 window, and then you get to the intermediate, and then at some point it's a go ball.
Yeah, like 18 probably there.
Once you go beyond that, kind of 18, 20-yard range, now, okay, we're running.
Damn. So much thinking.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
happy. It's reps, too. It's more of a feel thing. You don't want to be thinking when you're out there playing. It's a feel, it's a rep, it's a defense. That's why as a defense, when you're installing these defenses, people say, oh, well, why doesn't my defense just play more man this week? Or why don't they play more cover 3 or more fire? Like, you got to rep that shit over and over and over and over again. Like, you see Fred Warner go up there, nope, okay, I know exactly where I'm going. I know exactly where I'm going to be attacked. That's because it's repped over and over and over again. I think the last defense, Top in scoring defense and top in yards defense to win the Super Bowl was the Seahawks. Their LOB defense in 2013, which once again ran a lot of the same coverages over and over again, but they just repped it over and over and over again.
Bro, none of them ate at all.
No.
AJ, you see that? They're fucking.
I know.
This is where they're at.
Yeah, watch.
Play action. They run. Kenneth Walker's a guy. They run
They
the
feel the line, though. They feel the high hats.
High hats.
They didn't even move.
They're not fooled by the tight end coming back across the ball or anything. Sometimes guys can get caught up in that and take a bad step.
Because that's supposed to be Metcalf right over the middle, right? Probably.
Metcalf is going.
Man, that's got to be demoralizing if you're the Seahawks or you're facing this team. You're like, man, like these dudes just snap to it instant. Like they're reading our mail.
Yeah, that was the difference between
Between
the
our
last
coaches
play,
say
too.
that.
Yeah. Ain't heard that was a while.
That last play, the Seahawks, I mean, they didn't realize it wasn't a run until it was too late.
Exactly.
It was like the complete opposite of that.
Exactly.
Jeez. How do you be? Walker's not
happy.
Not happy.
So pissed.
Give me the ball and I respecting our fate.
Man, it wasn't even a single.
I think it's something between him and Gino.
Really?
They gotta figure
Whoa.
it out.
Really? D-Bud.
Sideline earlier in the season, kind of going at. You don't see that from rookies a lot. Maybe it's a new league too, but rookies going at the quarterback.
Vince Wilfork.
Look at this guy. He knows what he's saying. He ain't ever telling us though.
Yep.
That guy knows what he's saying. He ain't ever telling us though. It's all right, man. Hey, listen.
Good mustache on that guy,
Oh
too.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
He looks sweet.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. Here we go.
Let's go. Daniel Jones. Now this is, I believe, Slayton in the slot. Was this one Slayton?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, Slayton in the slot. He's going to be coming. So this is quarter, half. So it's going to be half coverage up top. Oh, wait. Is this? Let me make sure. Okay, yes, there we go. Run it back real quick, please.
Yep.
So quarter, half. So this is half field coverage up here, cover 2, flat defender, deep half. And then we got quarters down here. Quarter safety, quarters corner. And they're going to end up after Matt Breida goes across in motion with just one receiver backside. As this quarter safety, he's going to be kind of the only one that can pick up this crossing route from Darius Slayton. And he's going to see it late, try to twist and almost speed turn into it, but he's going to run into the receiver, and that's how he comes wide open. He kind of sees it late. So right now, boom, he sees it, and he tries to speed turn, but he, boom.
Oh, boy.
But it's quarter, half. Daniel Jones been making these type of throws, these type of reads. Another guy who shows you how important coaching is, because the year that he's having, obviously throwing the ball, but taking care of the ball, using his legs. There was one drive in this game where I felt like they ran the ball with him like 6-7 times in a row.
One too many.
Yeah, one too
On
many.
that
He was gassed, but this is the playoffs. So
Yep, you're right.
hey, look, ice it up. Ice up, son, when you get it done, whatever it takes to get this win. He played his ass off this week.
They seemingly have a spirit about them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They got some moxie.
Yeah, they do. They do have some moxie, don't
Whole
they?
team.
I like it.
They've taken on Dayball's.
Including this guy.
personality
What
for
a
sure.
rebirth.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Third and 3 right here. Expect him to be very active in the passing game again this week. So this is cover 3. 3rd and 3. You got Saquon backside. You're just going to run everybody across this way and then just leak him out late, kind of away from his original alignment. You'll see, we always talk about who's relating to 3. He becomes the new number 3. Usually it's that middle linebacker. He's trying to get a reroute, and it's too late at this point. He's already out leveraged.
Oh,
You
no.
get the ball in 26's hands, and it's another,
It's
20
awful.
yards after
So
the catch.
hard.
And it's tough.
See
It's
ya
tough.
later.
AJ, I'm sure
boy.
you usually
It
see this in
they
the
can-
red zone with Kansas City
man.
Chiefs. They do this a lot. But when you align to that right side and leak it back out to that opposite side, man.
See ya.
And those backers have to like banjo the tight end in the back. They both are like, okay, we got these guys. If they cross, they can create a lot of issues if they come out slow and then they cross like the back crosses. They come out. If they come out fast, it's cool. You kind of like it declares itself. But when that tight end goes vertical, Kendrick's got to hang on him a little bit, and then he's like, oh, it's too late. Saquon's too fast. First down.
Think about how tired he's got to be. This is a haul ass.
It's 3rd and
sprint.
3 too. So it's like you're trying to be tight coverage.
Yeah, staying on the field.
Boom.
Good play call.
Great play call. If you see it from the
Kafka.
tight copy too, you'll see how quick and how tough it is for Kendricks to try to pass that off. You'll see the bind that he's in. Because right now, he's back there. You know he's back there, but you're not really thinking about him much. You think about what you got front side. This is number 3. He's already a little wide, so let me get to my work. And then you get your hands on your work, and then it's like,
And that's
oh,
the
shit.
sticks, too.
Yep, you're right.
Okay, I'm talking. See, they're trying to
Yeah,
talk right
so-
now. Hey, go. Here we go. Yeah, man.
So Hicks trying to point it out, and basically let them know, hey, I'm gonna get to yours. You got to get to that one.
Gives me nightmares.
Too late.
Little PTSD there, AJ.
Teams can mess with you, especially when they go 3-by-1, offset the back away. Like they can really mess with you if they know that both backers have them.
Well, when they set do they set the tight end like out a little so it takes him longer to get in front of Kendrick's face?
That would actually get him in better position to take Saquon though.
Yeah, because that would give Kendricks more width, which would take longer for Saquon to get out. But since Kendricks is trying to get on his work, it's 3rd and 3.
Hey, let's make
look
this
at Saquon
better.
too, D. But look at Saquon though. Like he does if he's impatient and he flies out to the flat, Kendricks will see that. I think see it flash and he'll pop off. But if you see Saquon kind of pops up like it's a screen almost, and then he goes and bursts through the line.
Patience,
Yeah, watch like that little hop right there saved him because Kendricks would have seen him if he would have turned his shoulders and taken off right away.
Watch what Hicks point like, hey.
Uh-oh.
It's coming. Here it is. We talked about this.
Too late.
Boop. Look at that pocket too.
Yeah, the pocket.
What a play design, huh, Brucey?
Dayball's in his lap.
Beautiful.
Oh, okay.
Maybe if they win it all, maybe Posner will play their Super Bowl play.
That would be terrible.
I got design changes. Don't you be singing it.
I'm mocking his ass when I'm doing it. That's why. I've got cooler in me. Song stinks.
You know the words though.
I know cooler than me.
Oh shit!
The song's a heater. Okay, it's never.
We're gonna run into Posner. We're gonna run into him.
I hope we do.
Yeah.
We're on the record and off the record.
Where are we going to run into Posner?
I love Posner.
Love him.
Me too.
AJ?
Same here. I second that. Love Posner. Didn't get to go to a show, unfortunately.
Evan?
3rd time's that.
Connor, go ahead.
I like the man.
You don't know the man.
I second that as well. I do know the man. Walked across the fucking country like Forrest Gump. Climbed Everest. You kidding me? The medal this guy's got.
You were just reminded of all these things very recently, it sounds like.
Well, yeah, I didn't know him. I had no idea. I just thought, oh, this guy's just a guy who makes shitty-ass music. But he's not. He's not. He's much more than that.
Yeah, we like Michael Posner.
Yeah,
you
that's
guys
a good way
like
to put
Mike
it.
Posner.
I like Mike and Michael.
True.
I'm cool with both of them.
Yeah.
Let's get back to it.
Last two plays of the game to seal the victory. Once again,
Big
talked
deal.
about it earlier. Did a great job executing their alignment. You see all these DBs on the field. Another guy, Xavier McKinney, was a first-round pick for them. Had an bad injury this year off the field. Got back and is playing good football. Had a deep ball to Jefferson that he was in great position on. This is good coverage on Hockenson. Run it back a little bit. This is 3rd and 8, so the play before the last play of the game. Justin Jefferson in the slot. Adoree Jackson, follow him, another offseason signer for them. Follow him all around the field, and he had help a lot of the time. But nice little reroute, nice little quick jam, offhand jam. And what this also does for him is it makes it easier for him to maintain his leverage, his outside leverage on Justin Jefferson. Because if he has this help inside and Justin Jefferson somehow takes an outside release, you've now eliminated all your help in here. So great job by him getting that stab, being outside. The safety, I believe this is Julian Love. He's in position with the inside. And then this guy, somebody's got to wear the hat, right? Somebody's got to tough down on man coverage when you're doubling somebody. So it's going to be a Flott here. And he does a great job on this crossing route with KJ Osborne. Ball's a little behind him, but, it's going to happen. But he makes a great play just hustling his ass off and playing his hands. He never looks back, wasn't necessarily in phase, but playing his hands late and getting his PBU to make it the 4th and 8. So great job by them. Hey, somebody else, this is what you're saying. And when Chuck gets up here on Thursday and he puts those game records up here, you put 18 up there, you say, all right, this guy can't beat us. Somebody else has to beat us. KJ Osborne, Adam Thielen, TJ Hockenson, somebody else got to beat us today. It won't be 18. And they executed their game plan, I believe, to perfection. DB, 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 DB.
Thibodeau. DB size red.
Yeah.
When you were saying teams like the Bengals from last year, the Giants almost have that feel too.
Yep.
They could.
That's a great it's hard to get your hands on guys, right?
It is, especially when you're square, when they have two-way goals. But when you got a guy like this, it's almost like basketball. If I know I got a double team coming, I just got to, take away the baseline. It's much easier for me to play good defense if I just got to take away one side. But when a guy got a two-way goal on you, it's like ISO at the top of the key. That's a completely different ball game. And Adoree Jackson is a hell of an athlete, too. So that's a great athlete to put on another athlete like Justin Jefferson. And then that's a hell of a play. You see his head, if you go back a couple frames, it's a coaching point for DBs. You're in this phase, especially running across the field, just play the hands. Don't look back. Start to fade, play the hands. The receiver will show you the hands, and when that ball's behind him, you make that play.
Bang.
Great play, which makes it 4th down, which, Kirk Cousins ended up checking down. You got T.J. Hockenson in the slot. You got Justin Jefferson. Now he's outside wide. Once again, Adoree Jackson, outside leverage. Maintain his leverage early. There's never a doubt about what leverage he has. He knows he's going to have inside help with Julian Love, so they were repping this a lot. And it's good when you're double-teaming a guy. I like to know how my guy on the other side of that leverage is going to play it as well. So they played this great. You got the post safety, man the coverage everywhere else. Man coverage here with Xavier McKinney on T.J. Hockenson. He does a great job as well, being physical, being sticky. Because if it's space there and you give it to T.J., it's a much higher possibility that he catches this and breaks this tackle. But right there, he's getting tackled before he can even get both feet in the ground. So great execution by everybody in the back end. And then when you get to the tight copy, KJ Osborne kind of comes open late with this crossing route, but he'll never be able to get to him with Dexter, sexy Dexy.
What's the right answer?
Lap.
Here?
Yeah,
here
up top.
I mean, the right answer is it would be there, but the right answer is throw it up to Jefferson in the double team. He's breaking on the 7 route, just like the Buffalo Bills game. You throw it up 4th and 18, and you pray for a PI, you pray for Justin Jefferson to make a play. But this one with this tight coverage, I would rather throw to him on the double team than him in this situation. Now, if he's back here and you throw it to him, you got a much better chance of breaking that tackle. That's one thing. But right now, the right answer is there because you're never going to get backside. And Kirk Cousins was already feeling Lawrence. This was already after that roughing the passer that they called. So he had felt 97 and 99. Don't forget about Leonard Williams. Yeah, but these dogs inside, that's why you can play with 7 DBs when you got guys up front. So this ain't Madden. Like, it ain't like you could just look there and throw back to this crossing route. His feet will have to turn, shoulders, everything, and there's no way for him to do that with his pocket looking like that.
We were just talking second half adjustments. Why would they not double Dexter Lawrence at some point during?
I think they tried. He split a bunch of doubles. If you watch, he split them when they doubled him.
Well, then you got
Leonard this guy just
and Thibodeau.
Yeah. And watch this movement. You got Thibodeau coming and they're doing this. And I think this right tackle was kind of a new guy, so it's hard to do that.
Hold on, 29's in the box though right now, right? 2?
No, he's a man-to-man coverage though.
Oh, is he? They know it. He's not coming.
He's
So it's just 3-on-3 out there.
Yeah, he's
right.
coverage.
They could have done. What are we doing?
But even so, a lot of people were defending Cousins' decision on this, and I understand you're under pressure, but in this point of the game, you still have to throw that past the sticks, right? You can't assume that Hockenson is going to fucking break a tackle and get 7 yards of yak and move the chains.
Yeah, if you go back to the wide copy now. It's once again he's covered, right? It's nowhere to really throw this ball. That's when you just throw it up to your best player and you pray.
Yeah.
Because this right here, can he break a tackle? Yeah, he could break one, but with this tight coverage, it's much less.
He collisions him right there. Who's that again, D-Buck?
Xavier McKinney.
The fact that he collisions him right there, at 4 or 5 yards. That's what. Because normally that little. All of a sudden, Hockenson turns out, boom, he catches, he falls forward for 9 yards. That's what they probably hoped would happen. But when you collision him right there, you not only mess up the timing, but you get, you close the gap.
Yeah.
Well, and with the pressure, too, he's not throwing it on a rope. Hockenson has to kind of, come back and, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, I don't know. That made no sense.
For Kirk, it's hey, I got to get this shit.
Can't take a sack,
I can't take a sack. I got to get to somebody. I can't get it back to Dalvin. Dalvin's kind of check releasing, so he can't turn his body back in that direction and throw to anybody over here, honestly.
Let's judge him from slow motion, all 22 then. Let's do this.
Yeah, the thing is they've already had, the fuck it 4th down play and it worked. It just didn't make any sense to just go right back to it. Hey, no matter what, you're throwing it to your best player.
Yeah, I'm throwing it out there, and I'm throwing it near the sideline because the thing about a double team, I got outside leverage, you got inside leverage, but you throw this ball out here, it's going to end up being one-on-one with me and Adoree Jackson. So that is the correct throw to make there. But this is his second option, the only other option he had to this front side. And
because
I give the Giants. How about we give the Giants some credit on this
Absolutely.
coverage?
Oh, for sure.
In the key moment too. What a play!
Last 2 plays, 3rd and 8, and then 4th and 8. Because Kirk was kind of dealing this game, but the drive before this one, they came out. Defense came out, got a stop. Then Slayton dropped the crossing route, which would essentially ended the game. Yeah. And then the defense had to jog on and get another stop, which they did. So give great credit to Wink Martindale and that Giants defense.
Hell yeah, and to you.
Hell yeah, D-Butt.
Thank you, D-Butt.
Thank you.
AJ, what's your big takeaway from today's program?
That's a great question. I'd have to think about that one. I don't really know off the top
We got
of my head.
time.
Get back to
Go
me
ahead.
on the record. Is this on the record or off?
Off the record, off the record.
Off the record. Oh, I don't know. What does anyone else think? What everyone else take away from today?
Don't be a
My
zebra,
big takeaway is you won't give us a takeaway.
Yeah.
Connor, your takeaway of today?
My big takeaway is that AJ acts like he hasn't seen stuff on the internet, and then he's already seen it and has to act like he does.
Which one? What did I miss? Tell me.
The elephant.
Elephant.
Right off
I know
the bat.
Nick sent me a link during the show. I saw it while we were on the show, on the program, so I know the elephant.
We watched you live watch it.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on up in Michigan?
What happened in Michigan?
Do you know?
Jim Harbaugh?
No, not him doing the farm walk or
The other
whatever. The other thing.
What happened? What else is going on?
You sent it into the group.
Yeah.
Didn't you? I thought you sent it into the group.
Unfortunately, I mean, this is not a bit that I'm doing. I'm not exactly aware of what may be going on. I've been a little bit,
AJ
like my feed's been
commented.
inundated with AB. Like AB's been in my timeline a lot lately.
Oh, but
Not a whole
you
lot
acted
else.
like you didn't see it.
It's on your mind. But the thing about it was something just happened with a Michigan coach.
Yeah, Barry Weiss or something like that.
It wasn't you that
Oh.
sent it in. You did react to it though.
Oh, the Michigan coach, yeah, not Harbaugh, but the other coach. He's suspended, right? What did he do?
I don't know.
What did
That
he
sounds
do?
like a very serious thing. That's going to come out to be a very serious
computer. What? Something with computers.
thing. I don't know. I have no idea.
Access. I think they said.
Yeah, they on a university computer.
Yeah, you don't want to ever jump to conclusions, but what in the thing it said there were multiple unmarked cars that showed up at his house, which typically immediately I'm just thinking like, oh,
The Alphabet Boys
child porn.
Yeah,
just stopped by.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh no.
Hopefully that's not it. Again, that's jumping to conclusions.
allegedly.
Allegedly, but
that is how it read.
Yeah,
for sure.
But he's suspended. They haven't fired him yet, correct?
Yeah. So and it wasn't. Yeah, I don't know. That was crazy. I was asking because I thought you knew more about it, and I thought you were maybe Nick was the one that sent it in. Who sent it in? Somebody sent it into the group.
Yeah, I don't.
That was the first I saw it.
In the group.
Yeah.
Me too. Who sent?
I saw it in there, but I did not send it. It might have been Gumps.
It was super. It was like the way it read. I was like, I don't want to read about it. This sounds
Exactly.
This sounds
Yeah.
not good at all, or whatever.
Yeah.
Hate that shit.
Me too. Don't think that's indicative on the program up there.
No.
Right? I don't think so.
No.
If it is, allegedly, whatever it is.
No.
But that's creep. That's weird stuff.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
Let's move past it. We'll keep everybody updated.
Mm-hmm.
Gronkowski said was on Up and Adams promoting the Kick of Destiny.
Yep.
And also being a part of the FanDuel family. And it's exciting to have guys like Gronk and Adam Vinatieri be a part of the FanDuel group. And obviously, I can't wait to see him make the Kick of Destiny and $10 million in free bets be given out to a bunch of people.
Whoa.
That's what they're saying. Did you hear that?
A lot of money, yeah.
10 million. Plus to get the Super Bowl commercial too. That's what, 5-6 million or something?
At least.
Probably.
16 million. Then to
Better have it teed up, ready for Gronk to
Live?
kick right away because what's going to be what, 30, 60 seconds?
They said it's live, yeah. I don't know, 30 seconds. Is they sell 30-second time slots?
I believe so,
think
yeah.
so. But Bud Light and everybody else, they buy
Yeah.
3 minutes
two
worth
minutes,
of.
3 minutes, yeah.
It's awesome. I enjoy the Super Bowl commercial. So live, I think he's doing a kick. And if he makes it, $10 million in free bets, plus the $6 million, wherever they're paying and whatever the price is. That'll be announced in the next couple of weeks, how much money they're charging everybody. Fox has it, Greg Olson and Kevin Burkhardt.
Yep.
Nice.
So that's probably like a $20 million investment altogether for the Super Bowl.
For sure.
Good luck out there. Let's make the kick.
Go get him.
Let's make the kick, Gronk.
You got
But-
Vinny in his corner. He'll make it.
Yeah, Vinatieri's going to coach him through it. He's just going to say, be an athlete. Put the ball through the fucking uprights. Okay, $10 million on the line. Let's go ahead.
Come on.
Live, though. Is this the first time a Super Bowl commercial's ever been done live?
From what I can remember, yeah. I want to know how it works. Like, is it right before kickoff? Like, when are they running it?
I don't know. So, like, the Thunderdome here, obviously,
That was halftime.
we got both.
It's before the game.
Is it before the game?
That's what I heard.
Okay, so we got two different internet sources here because at our last office we had experienced either spikes or drops in our internet. So we're like, we're going to get two different internets. And we got like the biggest that you could possibly get in the area that we live. Multiple thousand up, thousand down. There is times, yeah, no big deal, where it does not work at all.
Right.
Okay, you pay for it. A live commercial is a awesome roll of the dice.
Oh, yeah, a lot of moving parts.
That's an awesome thing. I mean, we will just drop off the air out of nowhere for what reason? Oh, well, this thing didn't connect to the thing.
Can we make sure we fix it? Of course. And then it happens like 3 months later, and it's like, what happened? Well, the thing wasn't really talking to the thing. We changed the thing, and now the whole thing should be good. We should be good to go. That's just not how it works with technology and everything, you know? It's the best of all time. It's the best of times. It's the worst of times. You know, it is. It can show up there. So doing a live Super Bowl commercial is awesome. I think that is an incredible concept, and it's going to work perfectly, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it better, because if it doesn't, boy, that is a lot of money you're wasting.
Still great pub, though. Even if it doesn't, if it's a disaster, great pub for FanDuel.
I think so. You got to make the kick.
You have to make the kick.
He's Rob Gronkowski. He'll make the kick.
Yeah, he's the most less thinky,
Was
more athletic
50-yarder?
guy of all time.
I think it's a short one. I think
20.
I think he should be good. Should be no problem. I saw him working with Vinny in that video. He was banging it.
But he putting on a tee?
Well, I think it's probably just a holder. Oh, I don't know.
Well, could he put a puck? Give him a puck like a high schooler.
Well, if we learned anything from the WWE too, when the big moment's on there, he's not scared. He's just gonna fucking rip it.
Hell yeah, he'll just let it go.
He'll jump right in.
Yep.
Absolutely, he will. He's going to make it, but he was on Up and Adams because he's part of the FanDuel crew. Up and Adams on FanDuel TV, channel 602. FanDuel TV, formerly TVG. He said, he reacted to what Aaron said yesterday. Why are you thinking MVP? It should be Super Bowls. You should never be thinking MVPs. And I understand exactly where Gronk is coming from, and a lot of people took this away. I would like to apologize to Aaron, though, because I said you still got it physically, and he answered that question like speaking as how he thought his level of play was, like where he was able to still play, because he is 39 years old. In this past season, I asked him, like, hey, you feeling healthy? I actually said, you feel good. That was that. And he, bang, rolls into an entire thing. I still think I could play MVP football. So I feel bad about that. But that has become a narrative out of today. And they're right. That's why he would come back and play, though, is for more Super Bowls, I think. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you do a little bit more digging. He said, like, maybe like 2 minutes before that, like, if you can't win the whole thing, there's no fucking reason to come back. So, like, yeah, he cares about winning the Super Bowl.
There was a lot of the running with the MVP talk and the whole thing. Dan Patrick Show, who I got nothing but love for, had somebody on. They said something about Aaron and something, and then some of their listeners were tweeting that, you know, he only comes on this show because he doesn't face the hard questions or whatever. And it's like, I feel like we ask about everything, bro.
Oh, yeah.
It's all in our phrasing, I guess.
Great
Is
questions.
that? I feel like we do. You asked him. You, AJ, who's like Aaron's type. Would you play somewhere else? You're a Packer through and through. You're the one that brought up him potentially playing somewhere else. Like, when you said it, I was like, oh, good journalist. Like, I didn't know how we were going to get to it, but you asking it was, like, so much better for all parties because of who you are in relation to him. And the answer he gave was a very transparent one. But it was like, I feel like we do talk about everything. I'm sorry we don't just say, like, Aaron, a lot of people think you're a fucking asshole. With that being said, do you fucking hate LaFleur? Like, you know what I mean? Like, just there's different ways to go about having a conversation with maybe the best person in his position of all time at a sport. You know, I just think that's an interesting thing, personally.
No matter what, though, people will, and I understand it, like, they're going to want us to ask what they think they would have asked in the moment. So I get it. I've watched other people do interviews. I'm like, oh, you got to ask them this or whatever, but I'm not going to go online and rant about it.
Oh, I've never done that. I don't. I always go like, oh, could have been cool to hear about. There's some great conversationalists, though, out there.
Absolutely.
That's the best interview style, I think, personally.
Yeah.
I think we get a lot of good answers out there. You got to listen to the whole thing, though. Like, yesterday was an hour and so.
Yeah,
an hour and 15 minutes.
That'd be a lot of work. But we do put the clips out, though. So it's partially our fault, too, because some people only see one clip and not maybe another clip, and they don't listen to the whole thing. Because it's very evident a lot of people that are talking about it this morning literally didn't see the clip that got tweeted out 90 seconds before the MVP clip.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people don't even watch the clip. If you put a headline over the clip, respond to the headline without watching the video. So, I mean, that's the world we live in.
Bingo.
It is what it is.
That's me.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Until it ain't.
It ain't what it ain't.
And it ain't what it ain't. Damn right. You know what it is, though?
What's that?
Time to try to give away some money from this company.
Come on, D-Bud.
Let's go. Who has been titled one of the greatest
Connor.
athletes walking.
Great energy today, Connor.
Now he's getting motivation from Boston Connor.
Well, I had to because he shit on me earlier.
And although Darius wasn't able to win any money in the last hour, it feels like this is the hour in which he will win. Why? Because he has a same game parlay tonight that's going to fucking hit on FanDuel as well.
That's
Darius,
right.
what do we got tonight?
Ja Morant, 25.
Easy.
Jared Allen, 8 boards.
Easy.
Darius Garland, no Donovan Mitchell in the lineup. 20 points.
What?
Jaren Jackson Jr., which that's what Connor's pissed at me because he wanted me to put 15 points.
He asked.
I went with the 8 boards instead because I was a little scared. He plays about 20-something minutes. Scared of those points. So, Jaren Jackson Jr., 8 boards. Darius Garland, 20 points. Jared Allen, 8 boards. And Ja Morant, 25 points. Four legs.
Did they pick you up from today and just put you?
Yeah, what the
onto that?
hell?
Nah, it's a run back.
How'd that happen?
You look awesome. You look so cool.
Even the hood, like, strings are the same.
Yeah, if
How'd
we
that
flip
work?
the hat around, it'll be the same.
How did
We know him. We know him. If we were to do the little minor details, it would be the W of the Wilsons on the other side. If we were to do the what's the difference in this photo?
Ooh,
But nonetheless, yeah, that would have been the last one probably. Probably first one because it had a thing. Those bar games. Hey, that's hitting tonight.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
I sure hope. I sure hope he gets a rebound.
Actually, that's hitting only if.
Oh.
Yeah. Only if 15 people
Monday,
win $500 because Darius can drain.
First one.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time today, Darius Butler will attempt to drain a ball
First one.
into a bucket.
Shit.
Hello, beautiful people. It is Winter Wednesday, January 18th, 2023. And
Already.
before we get out of here, it is time is flying when you're having fun, huh?
It really does.
Speaking of having fun, 15 people will have a lot more fun, $500 more fun.
Whoa.
If Darius Butler can make this shot into that basketball hoop right over there. 15 people will retweet this tweet, say something nice to somebody, and put their cash tag in the same reply, win a $500.
Damn it.
First try. Oh.
Fuck.
Same rules apply for this next attempt with the footballs. He will have an option to put a ball into any hole in the dome. And would have counted off the wall. Would have counted.
There it
Butler
is.
spinning it. Oh! Would have
Count off
counted
the
it.
box, too?
Absolutely. Darius,
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Oh!
Motherfucker.
It's some putts.
That's crazy.
There are 5 balls waiting to be putted on this putting green. If Darius can go 1 of 5,
Here we go.
10 people will win $500. All you got to do is retweet this video, say something nice to somebody, and put your cash tag in there so that we can pay you officially on Cash App. Not only will 10 people win $500, also the same game parlay will hit tonight.
One. Bang.
Bang.
Bang. Come on, D-Bud.
Easy
Let's go.
as that.
Great putt.
10 people will win $500 who retweet this video, say something nice to somebody, and put their cash tag in the same reply so we can pay you officially on Cash App. Darius Butler steps up for the people.
Way to go, D-Bud.
Sir.
Your same game parlay will hit tonight as well. Because that's good vibes that we need. Some more good vibes around the NFL. Matt Canada will be returning as the offense coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bert Lawton, who we love, the Pittsburgh Steelers spokesperson, and we send nothing but positive vibes and love to you, Bert, is reporting that Matt Canada will return as the Steelers offense coordinator. So congrats on the continuity, all of Pittsburgh.
Way to go, Steelers.
We will now go to Pittsburgh Steeler fan, Tone Diggs, for his immediate reaction upon learning of this news being official.
Not a playoff team. I'll address it when playoffs are over.
Not a bad play. That's what I've been doing all week about the Colts. Smart move.
Not a playoff team for the reason. He's the reason.
Oh! He's not the only injury that feels that way. A lot of people think the offense is boring and stale, elementary. What are we doing? We got a lot of weapons and we don't look that great. But what Matt Canada is saying, towards the end of the year, we looked a lot better than we did at the beginning. Let us keep building on the jet sweeps. Let us keep building on the same look, same plays every single time. I love it. I'm thankful that the Steelers choose continuity over anything else. And 1 year from now, we'll be judging this decision, won't we, AJ?
Yeah, possibly the Steelers in the Super Bowl, maybe, with Matt Canada at the helm as the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, because it's not just in Canada where they see Matt Canada.
No, that's right.
And they say, hey.
Hey, he's a pretty good play caller, pal.
Right here in America, they say, there's a couple things that motherfucker's done that are good. A lot of things he's done bad. Let's get rid of the bad. Let's keep the good.
Exactly.
Let's move on.
Positive. Bucks got to the Super Bowl with Byron Leftwich.
Boom.
Bruce Arians was still there, I think.
Yep.
Tom Brady was
Sure.
Mike Evans.
But you're right. All right, Matt Canada, congrats. Let's go.
Go get him, Matt.
And the Matt Canada who's about to spend his entire life in his office, away from his family, those are the fans that you're trying to,
Please.
really win over.
That's right.
It's not hard. Just do better.
A win-win situation.
Amen, Tony.
Not hard, just
That's
do
what I'm
better.
talking
It's
about.
not hard. Just do better, dude.
Not asking for a lot.
We do see a lot of offenses that seem to be a lot more creative than all the offenses that stink.
Yes.
There is a blueprint out there, it appears.
Yeah.
Where you can get creative and set up leverage and get people wide open because of play design and maybe even buy your quarterback a little bit more time. We've learned it this year on In the Trenches, everything DB, and everything else we've been doing. And a lot of fans have seen the same thing whenever they watch other teams play, and then they watch your team play and you go, we have the most boring football team in the fucking league. What are we doing? Oh, we also stink. Okay, that's no fun. Why aren't we doing what the good teams are doing? They're having more fun, they have more creativity, and they're better than us. Why don't we do that? Matt Canada said, Rome wasn't built in a day.
That's right.
One season with Kenny Pickett here. Let me fucking start adding different elements onto this.
Yeah, I was going to be positive, and then there was a certain offensive lineman that looks like Brian Daboll that watches all the film and every single play and said, I don't know what the fuck this guy is doing.
All right, that would be Albie Quay Shipley.
Bangarang.
Is who he's talking about. That is not on the record. I believe that was off the record.
It was.
So we'll have to ask him the next time he's on the record.
Still true, though.
We will see you all tomorrow. You all are the best. Tomorrow will be another Thursday without football.
Yep.
But it will be a good 3.5 hours of bullshit on this particular program. Darius will be here. Chuck will be here. AJ will be here. Right, AJ can be here tomorrow?
Oh, yeah. I'm here.
More giveaways, more life, more laughs. Say something nice to somebody. Goodbye.